SummerSlam Alpha 2. Hello and welcome to OSW Review, the old school wrestling video podcast. Filmed in glorious Gravel Vision and encoded with blast processing, we chronologically critique wrestling storylines pay-per-view by pay-per-view. This is your host, the boy crazy, Jay Hunter. Joined as ever with the boy aware, V1.
All right.
And the boy famished, OC.
There you do.
It's OSW 81, SummerSlam 1993, and it's coming up right now.
That's what I am! The total package! Lex has come from out of nowhere! And it takes us back to part 2, Billy! I don't know!
It was acceptable in the 80s. It was acceptable at the time.
Welcome, Noggers. Happy days are here again. Oh, my meow. SummerSlam 93. How is it going, V1?
Fucking great. I have been dying to do this show. It's going to be worth the wait. It's going to be fucking awesome.
Oh, yeah. How is Switch, sir?
Great fun. Really digging these live watches of our old OSW catalogue. Currently working my way through the Neo era. It's glorious. It's amazing.
Can you even see anything on the stream? Or is it all white streaking?
Beady.
Is he over yet?
He's going to get over because I'm going to rip the piss out of him, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, see. How's it going, mate?
Yeah, grand, yeah.
Rock and roll. Did you enjoy the Marine review?
I thought it was actually really good.
Despite your reservations?
Yeah, despite my reservations. What do you think of the Rumble review?
I enjoyed it thoroughly, yeah.
Steve?
Yeah, I thought it was very funny. It was very different having the four of us in the same room. But yeah, I thought it was lots of fun. A good bit of crack.
Great having Matthew in studio, yeah. We're able to put him off, like, to his face. It's much more fun that way.
Yeah, he tried with a couple of jokes, didn't he? He tried. He fucking tried. Like, I was thinking that, you know, he's actually a nice guy. You know, I always knew he was a nice guy. So, you know, I have no beef with Matthew.
Beef!
I mean, like, it was obviously, I don't want him around all the time. Like, you know, that's not going to happen, right?
Coming next week.
But
Yes.
good seeing you, Matthew. Good seeing you.
Oh, see, did you know that we have an IMDb credit?
Holy
More accurately, you, sir, have an IMDb credit.
Oh, but it says OSW review.
Oh, a bit down. Go down a bit.
Oh, sorry. Oh, I've gone.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh, I thought it was just me.
So bitter.
No, that's amazing. That is fucking amazing. Who
Is there-
updates IMDb?
Is there any way of getting Matthew added to that just to really piss
Ooh, a change OC's name
Yeah.
to Matthew. Yeah. Stephen Hart is the guy that updated the IMDb and included our credits.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Awesome.
You fucking animal.
Yeah.
Golden Lugers is available on the podcast feed now, rss.oswreview.com. Congratulations to Cunt Hogan, 3-time Cunt of the Year. It's now the Hulk Hogan Cunt of the Year award.
What a cunt. What else can you say?
Congratulations.
Yeah. Deserved. Don't think there's ever been a bigger cunt in the wrestling business, and it's rightfully named after him.
I finally made it.
Ooh, segue. Let's check in on New Japan.
Oh my god.
What the fuck?
Okay, this is New Japan's New Year Dash from 5th of January.
This power slam from the second. Deadliest rope. This will be deadliest rope.
Nice.
Deadliest
Yeah.
rope.
Did you get a shout out or?
Yeah, that was Chris Gerald. Yeah, he's a fan of the show.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, and he's a New Japan commentator. Yeah.
Can he throw in more? I know. I like. Greedy. Can we say what we want him? Can you say what we tell him to say?
Can he
Like
do
who we
more
tell him to like.
OOC quotes?
Yeah,
it's basically what you're
exclusive.
getting at. Exclusive.
But Bret's rope, the deadliest rope. It's official now.
It is.
It's
It is.
canon.
It's canon. Nice.
Well done, Jay. Well done.
Woo.
And Chris.
Yes.
And thank you, sir.
Yes.
I think we've kind of mentioned this just in passing before. We never really talked about it, but I was thinking, since we're coming towards the end of this arc, people are asking what's the next arc. How do you feel about staying with Lex and the new generation?
I'd be absolutely fine with that. Yeah. I'm having a lot of fun going through this era.
Plus SummerSlam '94.
Oh, yeah. Taker versus Taker.
yeah, gotta
one
do it.
of my peaks.
So does this mean that we're going to go up at least as far as WrestleMania 11? Are we doing LT Bam Bam?
I think we're gonna just keep going, and then
And we'll see.
when we've had enough, we'll nip it in the bud.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, but I'm thinking,
Awesome.
Yeah, WrestleMania 11 sound good.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So there won't be a set structure. We'll just release stuff in order, and have fun doing it. So just enjoy the ride.
Sounds fucking awesome to me.
Let's fucking do it to it.
Cheap Pop Culture Rewind, August 30th, 1993. That's when SummerSlam happened. What was top of the Irish charts?
August 93.
Wait, I want to get this. I really want to get this. I'm gonna say Wigfield Saturday night.
Stick me down for Ace of Base.
Nah. Top of the charts was Culture Beat's Mr. Vane. It stayed there for 5 weeks.
Really? I know what I want and I want it now. I want you because I'm Mr. Vane.
Not that bad. Yeah. In the arcades, Sega just brought out Daytona USA.
Daytona, let's get away. I love that game.
And at home, Square released Secret of Mana for the SNES.
Ooh.
The latest Simpsons episode was the last episode of the season. Krusty Gets Cancelled, the Gabbo episode.
Oh yes.
Okay, yeah.
SOBs.
What's this about Gabbo? Why isn't people saying Jericho this? And worship that. And in the cinema, the English had already seen it, but Hollywood was gearing up for the US release of Hulk Hogan's Mr. Nanny.
You know, I've never seen that movie.
Better than Suburban Commando, I think.
Oh, really?
Is it?
Yeah. $180 to me, Taker.
Mr. Nanny, it cost $10 million to make, probably another 5 for advertising then, and brought in 4.3.
Ooh.
Ooh, should we check in on the competition? How are World Championship Wrestling getting on? They've just started their WCW Worldwide tapings in bulk at Disney MGM. That went really well. Bischoff was like skyrocketing up the ladder. Clash was a success on TV as well. Clash 24. He got promoted to senior vice president. The other thing to come out of the tapings is that the TV execs were like, listen, we're getting men in suits and female models for the front center, on the hard camera. And get out no more black children's faces on TV.
What?
Seriously.
Are you fucking kidding me?
That's the note. Yeah.
What about white children with blackface?
It never came up. Horrendous. In general, though, business was not good. WCW cancelled their show at the Alamo Dome.
Hickenbottom, Levesque, High Noon.
After only 400 tickets were sold 5 days before the event. Now, the Alamo Dome holds 65,000.
Oh my God, 400.
What?
I think we could outdraw WCW at the Alamo Dome.
400 out of 65,000.
A lot of walk-ups, Sad face for WCW as they were already paid in advance and would have made at least 50 grand, no matter who shows up. But the local promoters thought, none of that, cancelled it.
Jesus Christ.
Obviously, 93, Vince under the gun with steroids. And so WCW, they have a ton of Roidy McGoos on the roster. So they're like, we shall do a round of testing, but we'll let all of our talent know about it ahead of time. And wouldn't you know, everybody passed.
I am shocked. At least half of them still didn't fail.
Except for Sid, who refused to take the test. And he was like, no, I can't take it. I will take it in a few weeks, though. One other thing that happened late 93, Ole Anderson, he's on the WCW booking team, one of the big suits, blew a gasket at Dirt Sheet writers, just, oh, you motherfuckers, and was saying he was on the WCW hotline, and he issued a $10,000 bounty to any rag sheet writer that would come in and wrestle him in the ring.
Okay. Yeah.
He was giving out, these skinny guys with their skinny arms and skinny butts and thick glasses, you know.
He hasn't seen many geeks who write very often, has he?
Yeah, Dave Meltzer's fucking built.
He's jacked.
Yeah. The following week, Pro Wrestling Torch's Mark Madden said, yeah, okay, I will.
Awesome.
Nice.
And on the hotline, which is how he responds, Ole said, I didn't accept. And so Madden went, right. And he faxed WCW, where's my 10 grand? And then Ole, responded on the hotline and said, it was all in good fun. I was just having a crack.
Like, he surely was just worried he'd injure the guy rather than worried he'd get beaten up.
No, he's whatever, 60-year-old man. He can barely walk.
Okay.
And Mark Madden's a big dude as well. Beat the shit out of him.
But is Ole Anderson then saying that in order for you to comment on anything, you need to be one of the best at it? Is that basically what he's saying? Because
I hate that
Step it,
argument.
Yeah.
like, so Steve has never programmed a video game, so he's not allowed to comment on whether they're good or bad.
That means JR can't comment on wrestling.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's such a stupid, narrow-minded arsehole thing to say. You can be an expert in anything if you put enough time into it, and it's just an opinion.
Yeah.
Unless you're Dave Meltzer, then it's gospel.
It's true. Well done, Stephen. 6.25 star.
Yeah.
And finally, what about WCW on television? How is telly doing? Well, they just had Clash 24, and that show shocked the world with the debut of the Shockmaster.
Oh my God.
The Shockmaster! All right! The Shockmaster! I told you. Oh, God.
Holy shit. This is like peak wrestling carnyism.
Absolutely. Like, it's one of the most famous, hilarious things to ever happen in this crazy world of pro wrestling, which is full of stupid, hilarious things.
I love the reactions of the wrestlers. Like Booker T's like, oh my God. And then Bulldog is like,
Fell flat on his fucking ass.
It's amazing. Absolutely amazing.
and of course he had to be repackaged as a Klutz Uncle Fred, But what else could you're done.
Fair, at least they had the foresight not to fucking try and take him seriously after that.
Yeah.
Shocking stuff. But what else was shocking? Vince would freak the fuck out if this happened today, but there was no Raw the week before SummerSlam.
I was wondering that because I was watching them all and it goes from like August 24th to like September 13th. And I'm like, where the fuck have the 2 weeks gone?
The last Raw before SummerSlam, they didn't have a traditional live Raw. Instead, it was a 1 hour stripped down version of the 80 minutes without ads special that aired the night prior from Poughkeepsie, New York, the SummerSlam Spectacular.
Welcome to the World Wrestling Federation's SummerSlam Spectacular! Hello again, everyone. I'm Jim Ross, along with Gorilla Monsoon. What a broadcast we have for you tonight.
Steve, did you watch the SummerSlam Spectacular?
I did.
Oh my God.
I did.
How was it having JR and Monsoon call the action?
It was very nice. It was a big change from Vince, Macho, and Heenan. And obviously, Heenan is incredible, like one of the greatest ever. Vince is Vince, and I love Macho Man, but I'm not a fan of him on commentary. I don't think he's particularly suited to it, and he tends to get himself over a little bit too much. But yeah, JR, fantastic. This is back in his prime. Like, he's so fucking good. And Gorilla Monsoon, not as good as he used to be. He didn't have Jesse there or Bobby to have his back and forth, but still, yeah, great.
Awesome. Now, these two are the radio WWF commentators. More on that later. Give you a quick rundown of the card. WWF champion Yokozuna didn't put up his belt against Hacksaw.
I don't think I've ever seen a match where Hacksaw got battered this much. Like,
Not one for selling this.
no, he's absolutely not. I was convinced that this match was going to end in like a double DQ or a brawl to the back or a count out or something like that. And to see him job clean to a move, good fucking man. Made Yoko look unbeatable.
Yeah, whole train to the back, palm thrust, and a banzai. Clean win. The Bad Man, Razor Ramon versus Blake Beverly.
This was a nothing match. I do remember being shocked that Blake Beverly got in like actual offense on Razor. Like, I really thought that this was just going to be an absolute squash match. And also, when did Blake shave his rake?
Disgusting.
Yeah.
Now, how do I know the difference between you two?
I was watching
What
this
if one of the
going-
Bellas deflated their tits? I'm like, that's it.
I was watching this going, are commentators wrong here? Like, is this actually Bo and they're literally just getting it mixed up? Bo was gone at this point, was he?
I don't know if he's out the door, but they've stopped using him. There's a couple of people that are on the bubble, if you know.
Another Irish Fiddler's reverse. Then, that exposed turnbuckle. And
Blake is whipped to the exposed turnbuckle, and then Razor hits a Razor's Edge. 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna carve you.
Yep.
6-man filler match. Tatanka and the Smoking Guns roll over Boy Reddy, Barry Horowitz, Brooklyn Brawler, and Reno Riggins.
What a Reno Riggins. State of your name, mate.
Yes, he's a jobber who jobbed all across the country, like like in Smoky Mountain. He retired in 95, but he does hold a win over my boy Brian Christopher in the USWA. Won their IC title, the Southern Heavyweight belt in 92. Top rope splash by Tatanka, and the heels don't really rally quick enough to save Reno Riggins, and he just gets pinned.
Yeah. By the way, Horowitz looked awful, but much better wrestler than I actually thought he was. Like, dude could go and he could move.
Did he have his own theme song?
Not in this, but he came out to the...
Have a nice Christmas, have a nice Christmas, have a piece of fish. Oi. Ooh, Intercontinental Champion HBK with Diesel versus Duck Arse Backlund. Yeah, pretty much.
It was like a big, dirty house show match where Shawn didn't give a fuck and Backlund also didn't give a fuck.
Oh, Mack truck distraction. Shawn grabs Backlund's duck arse like, for a solid 10 seconds.
It's for ages. Like,
Pulls him back. Pins him.
Triple H and Flair are watching this going, whoa, the future.
And Marty Jannetty versus Dwayne Gill.
Very short match, but I have to say Marty looked great here. Like, he was sharp, he was fast, hitting some nice moves. Yeah, this I never would have thought that I'd say it, but yeah, Marty and Dwayne Gill had probably my favorite match of the night.
It's cool to see Marty on the right side of a squash match. Went 321, hit a buff blockbuster, top rope, whee, punch, and Gilbert stares at the lights. And in the main event, a steel cage tag team matchup, Money Inc. versus the champions, the Steiner Brothers. Rick and $1 Million Man are outside of the ring.
Yes.
And IRS is trying to get out, and he's ahead of Scott. And then Rick kind of sequesters him by having him on his shoulders.
On his
keeping him
shoulders
there.
and therefore blocking his feet from touching the ground.
It's a great spot. I love it. Puts over Rick as a beast because he's holding up IRS and $1 Million Man is there and he's giving him body shots. Come on, get the fire. And he just stays. He's able to absorb it for long enough for Scott to win.
Which
So,
I'm sure
awesome.
he would be able to do because he's Rick Steiner. He's a beast. So yeah, I didn't actually like the match. I thought it was long and boring, but I thought the finish was great.
Yes, awesome. Thank you, Stephen. And with all that out of the way, let's start the show.
the Steiner Brothers go to their hometown of Detroit for SummerSlam. What a cage match! The Lex Express has stopped in suburban Detroit. The Lex Express has stopped in Auburn Hills.
The Lex Express. Sorry.
The Lex Express is pulling in. You better get on.
The Lex Express has fluttered, farted, and rolled into the suburban palace of Auburn Hills. It's WWF SummerSlam 1993, August 30th. 250,000 pay-per-view buys, the highest buy rate after Mania, with a 23,594 sellout in attendance, bringing in how much per ticket?
17.
14.
$9.11.
Oh my
We
God.
always grossly overestimate
We do,
the
don't we?
popularity
It's
of
like-
WWF.
And, you know, it's 93, so of course things cost less, but, like, it's a pay-per-view. I just can't expect things to be less than $20.
Like, did you think that guy in the rags, the America rags, do you think he paid more than $9?
I think his mom would have helped him out.
Commentators tonight are Vince McMahon and the newly OSW Hall of Famer, Bobby the Brain Heenan.
Yeah.
OC, you're watching the WWE Network version, which was
2 hours 47.
V1, you're watching the...
I'm watching the Silver Vision version, Jay.
Yes.
Yeah. And you can watch the SummerSlam Spectacular next.
And I'm watching the live version, which includes the pre-show, making the whole affair 3 hours 19.
Oh, you madman.
Still less than half as long as this year's Mania.
Oh, no.
Quickly dip into the countdown. Todd Pettingill welcomes us in his house. Well, not his house. It's a mock-up. 2 years before In Your House pay-per-views, running down the featured bouts, as well as the biggest celebrity they could muster up, Atlanta GA's R&B and soul vocalist Aaron Neville, who will be singing the national anthem.
Oh, singing is very generous.
We'll talk about the build-up during their respective matches. The 30-minute countdown special ends with the I'll Be Your Hero music video.
Nice.
Yokozuna, big money, big money. And speaking of money, look who's coming to town.
Our inaugural contest is the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, versus Razor Ramon, the bad man in a blistering pink and black waistcoat and attire with little gold razors. Steve, what beer is the bad man?
Oh my God. Well, Jay, he's wearing pink with gold trim and a little bit of black. So he is a packet of Walker's prawn cocktail crisps.
Delicious, Steve. Yes. I did ask the fans. One of them was like, oh, send me a picture of these coloured cocks. I was like, don't send pictures of cocks, mate.
I have enough of those already.
I have a strict number of cocks I want to see on a daily basis. It's 0. What is the background? Teddy slagged off Ramon for losing to the 1-2-3 Kid, giving X-Pac a major upset win, and offered Razor to be his domestic, as in, hey Razor, come to my gaff, bring a toilet brush and dust mop. Surprisingly, Hall didn't take it.
She's like, isn't his gimmick that he's already minted?
Yeah. Maybe he should have thrown in like a French maid outfit. You know?
Ooh.
But, you know, even though he's rich, you could still imagine him working in a like greasy spoon with a hairnet.
Yes.
Couldn't you?
Smoking.
Yeah.
Yeah,
perfectly.
totally. Oh, it's so gross.
The Bad Man is wrestling like a total babyface, cleaning house, sending DiBiase to the outside multiple times. Black Hat DiBiase, a heel as ever, tricking Razor, pulling his tights so he runs headfirst into the turnbuckle. Ooh, we get the right analog stick money taunt. And Nails choke.
Nice.
Soften Razor up for the $1 Million Dream, so the Money Man focuses on the neck. Choke with the top rope, side headlock rest hold, and a swinging neck breaker.
Oh, yeah, neck breaker. He's getting ready for that $1 Million Dream.
Time for the finish. Teddy exposes the steel turnbuckle ring, but it backfires when Razor reverses and drives DiBiase's head into it instead. And that's the only opening he needs. The Bad Man gets the monstrous 6'2" DiBiase up for Razor's edge. And I actually shouted, fuck!
Oh my God. The fucking strength of this fella, because $1 Million Man did not help. And he wasn't in the greatest shape. So, yeah, Razor, you fucking beast, you.
Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. That's unbelievable. Teddy, no! To the camera. Great Ramon. Hooks the leg.
Yes, Razor hits it perfect and safe. 1, 2, 3, and the bad man has a good ending at 7:32. What do you think, Ook?
Thought it was okay. I was very surprised that DiBiase lost clean. Just a straight up wrestling match, and he was beaten convincingly by Razor. I think DiBiase at this point is a bit of a non-event until he comes back as the manager in a year or whatever. So yeah, it was okay.
That's actually a point, Stephen, that $1 Million Man, this is his final WWF pay-per-view, and he's putting Razor over as he goes out. He decided that he wanted to sort out his marriage. And also, he's got back and neck injuries. Like, he would head to All Japan next month, but he retired from active competition later this year. But he'd stay on as a WWF commentator and manager before jumping to WCW in 96 as Trillionaire Ted, the money guy behind the NWO.
RS just cashed in. Wait a minute.
He did have one more match with the WWF. Match is a really generous term. There's a battle royal December 10th, 2007 on Raw. IRS is like the second last guy, and he just gives him some money, and he's like, yeah, okay, I'll get out.
Oh, nice.
And there you go.
Pay me, I don't even have to take a bump. Genius.
What do you think, V1?
I thought that the match was very meh, but the fans were into everything. There was loads of heat. $1 Million Man was in pretty bad shape. Watching him I was kind of thinking, yeah, maybe it's best to give it up, mate. But he went out, he put Razor over. So yeah, from a booking point of view, I liked it, but match-wise, no.
I agree with you. I'm very happy to see the $1 Million Man in a singles match on a pay-per-view. And I was shocked that Razor got the late 2000s John Cena booking of sell, then hit your finish and win. It was shocking. So, yeah, but Razor, man, well over as a babyface.
Oh, super over.
It's hilarious that like losing to the Jobby Job, which is 1, 2, 3 Kid, made him a babyface. Like he had to show ass, and then people got behind him.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
Yeah, it's cool. Back at WWF headquarters, from Montreal to Memphis, parlez-vous français, Ray Rougeau pimps the superstar hotline. Who's on the line? Ooh, Taker on our right and smiling Hitman on the left. What are you smiling about, mate? A cunt fan asked Taker about 2 wrestlers, neither of which are with the WWF. Hulk Hogan and Jake the Snake. Will you tag with Hulk Hogan? Will I tag with Hulk Hogan? Will I be the next Brutus Beefcake?
Did he say that?
No. But
Fucking amazing. Oh, Hall of Fame, Brutus the Barber.
holy shit. Heenan and Vince completely sandbag it, talking over the answer.
Oh, wow.
They're like, fucking stop talking about Hogan. Like, he finished the European tour just earlier, and now he's completely gone. That's it. Fuck. And Jake, I didn't turn on him. I didn't change. What are you talking about?
All right.
I got 2 questions. Number 1, why did you turn on the great Jake the Snake? Because he is a great wrestler. You killed him practically. And also, what do you think of Hogan now? Could I ever see you 2 tag up and be a tag team?
You know something, McMahon, I can't get over the way some idiot can barely make a phone call. It's probably a dime or a nickel the guy got invested in the whole thing. Well,
Todd Pettingill, he's in the crowd with Mother Steiner and Sister Steiner. He tries a bit of banter. Oh, growing up, were you like, no Frankensteiners near my good lamps? And she's like, yeah, whatever you say.
She's a bit of a gowl, isn't she?
The mother of the Steiner Brothers. It had to be an incredible childhood. Were you always telling him, no Frankensteiners by my good lamps?
Right. Whatever you say, sounds good.
I'll tell you what, I don't know if it's an insult or a compliment. Certainly a compliment to the mother, an insult to the sister. Say, oh, I don't know which one's the mother. You're skating on thin ice there, my friend.
I don't think there's any way to win when you're doing this type of thing.
Don't do it then.
Yeah, definitely.
The sister has more crack, saying any guy that came to the gaff saw Rick and Scott and they turn around with no. And then they're quickly segue to Jim Cornette for our next matchup.
More studying
Wake up,
for the
Michigan, because your favorite sons are about to go down.
Wait just a second.
Match number 2, the tag champions, the Steiner brothers Rick and Scott versus the Heavenly Bodies Tom Pritchard and Jimmy Del Rey with Jim Cornette. The men who do better late night than David Letterman, the Doctor of Desire, Tom Pritchard, and Gigolo, Jimmy Del Rey.
This gimmick has to be a rip, surely. Like, the fucking state of the two, particularly Mr. Del Rey, with his big rape tash and his ginger nipple hair. Like the state of him.
He can't control the color of his nip hair.
He can control a razor, though.
Oh, it sucks. They're not wearing their Smoky Mountain tag belts because this would be champion versus champion.
I would imagine Vince is like, there's only one world champion, and that's the Steiners. He just would have none of it.
Yeah, making a bit of history here, but oh well. Oh man, Jim Cornette in the WWF.
Yeah, he cut a great promo on Raw building up to this match.
Was it early August, was it?
Yeah, I think it was like August 2nd. He basically just came out and said, while the Steiner Brothers may be the World Wrestling Federation Tag Team Champions, they are not the best tag team in the world. The best tag team in the world are from Smoky Mountain Wrestling, and they are the Heavenly Bodies. And they're coming to the WWF, and they're coming for the World Tag Team Championship. Great promo, simple, put over both teams, put over the match, made me look forward to it. 2 fucking thumbs up.
I love how when Cornette made his debut, Heenan instantly marks out. Goes crazy, and by aligning himself with Heenan, okay, you're heel.
Yeah,
you know?
Heenan played another Stormer. He's so good. By the way, Cornette cutting this promo, sweating bullets. Like, it's fucking dripping off him. Yeah. It's gross.
You might wonder, why is Cornette in a neck brace? He's selling a kayfabe injury from Smoky Mountain. See, 1993 business was way down across the board, so Vince was more open to collaborations, anyone but WCW really. So we see Smoky Mountain's owner Cornette here and USWA's owner Lawler later. Cornette's blow-off to his feud with Bullet Bob Armstrong had the stipulation that he had to send Cornette to the same hospital he sent Bullet Bob to, or else the crowd could get all their money back. And so he just had this blow-off a few weeks ago, so he needs to sell it.
Okay, I like it.
Hometown heroes, the Steiners, return to Detroit, Michigan as tag champions, having won them at a house show in June because anything can happen on a house show. Steve, what bear are the Steiner Brothers?
Well, Jay, the Steiner Brothers are wearing a blistering yellow and navy getup, which I believe is the Michigan University colours.
Very good.
So they are a Butterfinger bar.
Yes, if you invert it, I think.
Yeah.
Kind of like a yellow background.
And thanks to OSW fans for that. He sent that into me.
Is that Byron, is it?
Yes, I think so. And also, they are a Danio yogurt.
Ooh, I don't know this.
Which is something I buy in the Polski sklep.
Oh, the sklep.
The old schleppies, yeah.
Yeah.
Look at this. Oh, no. Oh, my goodness. Oh, Maki flip down to the outside.
Steiners kick off hot, trouncing the Southern Wrestlers with a monkey flip, double hip toss, big time clothesline, suplex and tilt a whirl slam. Holy shit, watch out lads or it'll be over quick. The heels bump hard for the Steiners and take control with an escape through the legs and distraction bulldog.
That was a nice fucking spot, by the way. Really, really slickly done.
Vince says, "Did you see that on the outside?" No, because the camera fucking missed it.
But Jimmy Del Rey's, like they called it a moonsault.
Oh, what was that?
Yeah.
The cannonball, yeah.
Yeah, the fucking whoopsie, the jumping whoopsie.
Oh my god.
Yeah, moonsault. He actually does a moonsault. I couldn't believe he actually did a moonsault, but this was not a moonsault.
Spoiler alert, he's really good. He's like, I was shocked.
Yeah.
Gigolo follows up with The Rock's laying the SmackDown float over DDT.
Yeah, holy shit. I was actually shocked seeing this. And
Nice.
It was nice. Well, he went for it a second time, but Scott had it scouted and he caught him and hit a beautiful Northern Lights.
One thing that irked me though, Pritchard has a large bullseye on him, like his right thigh is heavily taped, so the Steiners should have zeroed in on it. But there's no offense. They didn't change their offense at all.
That's very true. However, you would have to be in the ring for the wrestlers to actually work over that because he did practically nothing in this match. There are times where Jimmy would work for ages, tag Tom, and he'd come in and he'd hit a worked punch, and then he'd tag Jimmy back in, and Jimmy would be like, Jesus Christ. So yeah, I take it he was injured.
Big time double underhook suplex. Hot tag to Rick. Clean house. Top rope bulldog by Rick. False finish after a racket to the back. Oh, jeez, could you imagine going down to a racket to the back?
Yeah.
A woohoo! Lasso taunt. Frankensteiner, dogpile on the Gigolo, and the Steiners vanquish the Territory Lads in 9:28. What do you think, Cook?
Yeah, it's kind of a typical hard-hitting Steiners match. They don't take shit, and, generally it's always good fun. This is the same. I quite enjoyed it. Like, the one thing is the finisher, the Heavenly Bodies finisher, that Pritchard holds Rick and Jimmy Del Rey does the moonsault. What's the best thing that can happen there? Pritchard's going down. he's getting hurt. So, Scott did him a favour. No, he didn't, because he pulled Rick out of the way. He did the opposite of that. But I don't want to see the Heavenly Bodies again.
Oh, wow. They're not going anywhere.
We got another 18 months of this.
They've already paid their rent in advance.
I thought this match was really good. They came out at a blistering pace. Both teams looked fantastic, particularly Jimmy Del Rey and Scott. Everything was really, really crisp. The match didn't tell much of a story, but they just went out there, hit loads of awesome moves, except for one flapjack that looked really dangerous, like Rick nearly landed on his neck. So yeah, overall, I thought this match was awesome. Everyone looked good, and I wanted to see the Heavenly Bodies back again.
Yeah. Pleasant, brisk matchup showcasing the Steiners as big-time babyfaces, rightful champions with lots of explosive athletic maneuvers. Unmemorable to me, but thumbs up. The Heavenly Bodies, they were supposed to get their rematch in Smoky Mountain, but on the next Raw, WWF put the belts on the Quebecers. So instead of bringing the tag titles to Smoky Mountain, the Steiners brought their dog. Seriously.
By the way, just one random note on this. There was a point where Scott hit a move and then he jumped up on the second rope to pose, and the camera's just right in on his junk, and you can just see the head of his Mickey. And no one wants to be seeing that. I was like, dude, wear a cup, mate. Come on.
Is it like the Mona Lisa? Like the eyes follow you wherever you go?
Yes, Joe Fowler.
How lucky am I? My very first assignment is SummerSlam. This is bigger than life. Thank you, Vince McMahon, for bringing me on board.
Joe Fowler, his first assignment, bigger than life, apparently, SummerSlam 93. Who is this clown? A short-lived WWF reporter, didn't last the year. Do you remember anything about him?
No, this is the first time I think I've ever seen him. But I thought he was fucking great, lads.
I've no memory of this guy. Not good, not memorable. Just meh.
Okay, him or Sean Mooney? Quick.
Mooney.
I love Mooney.
Wow.
Because Mooney can be a cunt.
This is his first night on the job. He's going to hardly start being a cunt.
Gotta wait till the weekend for that.
I'll say he's better than Adam Lee.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Lovely backhanded compliment.
Wow.
Fowler, he usually plays a reporter on TV and films like D2, Mighty Ducks, and Independence Day, best known for being Bob Clifton on 90s sitcom Coach. He now sells...
Hold on. Best known for something that's way less famous than the first two things that you mentioned.
Well, like, if you're a reporter in the Mighty Ducks, who knows? Like, do you remember...
The sky's the limit.
Jay,
Yeah.
ducks fly together. It's a great movie.
Joe Fowler, he now sells home hardware like table saws and paint sprayers on TV.
Nice.
Oh, there actually is a spot open as Mean Gene finishes up with the WWF at SummerSlam tonight. So he can jump to WCW in literally a couple of weeks.
Why? Why would you let this man go?
WWF offered him a new deal. He didn't like it. WCW's new deal, $250,000 and 35% of the hotline money.
Yeah, okay, take it.
Dollar bill, y'all.
Should have taken the money.
I did take the money.
Sean, you've won it, you've lost it, you've won it. Can you hang on to this thing?
Joe Fowler, he is with volumized mullet Shawn Michaels and that which makes a Mack truck go. Diesel. His matchup tonight with Mr. Perfect will determine who is the greatest Intercontinental Champion of all time.
I thought Sean was like an absolute cunt here because Joe asked him this question and he just doesn't answer the question. And then Diesel goes, oh, well, Shawn is always having to fight off the girls, and that's why I'm here. Lads, what was that?
Well, he just wanted to say what he wanted rather than answer the question.
Yeah, just answer the question, though.
He could have said yes and fight the girls.
What do you think of Diesel's tassels? Intimidating?
I didn't think I'd ever hear myself saying this, but tight leather is a better look
Yep.
than tight denim.
But he's wearing leather.
Yeah, here, but in previous shows he was wearing denim,
Okay.
and it's a much better look.
See, Aaron Neville took all the denim.
There's
you know.
none left to cover. But Jay Diesel's tassels, you
Yeah,
can
big
make
fan,
them to go
yeah.
that way. You can make them to go that way.
But you can't make one of them. And then you wake up screaming.
Steve, you like your Jocks watch?
I do.
Have you tried a glove watch on Diesel here?
No,
It's kind of his thing. He just adjusts his glove constantly.
which Kane also does.
He does.
As a spot, or is it?
I think it's a
like a
spot,
tick.
but it's just annoying. It's a tick. You're absolutely 100% right, Steve. He needs to do something with his hands.
Okay.
You know the way he has no pockets in his chaps. You know, where's he going to put his hands down his fucking pants? Like?
Al Bundy style. Yeah.
Can you imagine the interview?
Mr. Perfect. Mr. Perfect. Mr. Perfect. Perfect.
Match number 3 is Mr. Perfect Kurt Hennig versus the Intercontinental Champion Shawn Michaels with Diesel.
Ruined, isn't it?
Yeah, it's done. White Woodstock Shawn's out first, as Heenan asks us if we know Hands of Stone.
Ooh, Ronnie Garvin.
Actually, he means Panamanian boxer Roberto Duran, Manos de Piedra.
Yeah, there's a movie about him. I think it was released last year or the year before.
Yes, Panamania running wild here. Challenger Mr. Perfect is out last as we get a shot of Gorilla and JR commentating for Radio WWF.
That's so bizarre. So
How bizarre. How bizarre. How bizarre.
nice.
Way up in the skybox. There it is. Radio WWF.
If you can't order the pay-per-view, you can listen to these lads call it. And I was like, dude, JR and Gorilla, maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
And it was free. And since you can't see it, it'll be a lot more informative. You know?
Or you could order the show and mute it and listen to JR.
Oh,
Boom. Or if you live over here, back in 93, you can turn on the cable link channel that had all of the blurred boxes.
Yeah.
And you could watch a blurred box and wait for the sound to come around to that channel every 15 minutes for 90 seconds. So you'd get to hear 90 seconds of action every 15 minutes or so.
boom, done.
We were poor back in the day.
Yeah, you can watch 1/9 of the screen. Yeah. I did that. I did it for SummerSlam.
I used to do it.
Or the Sky Sports, or, you know, when you thought you could make out what was happening, but you couldn't. You couldn't.
Imagination is a powerful thing. Yeah, it is. It is wonderful.
This was a good 15 years before wrestling podcasts truly took off. So it was actually quite innovative at the time. It was mostly for the troops overseas on Armed Forces Radio.
Oh, okay.
I thought the whole concept was pretty cool. Raven, Johnny Polo, and JR would talk about the wrestling business, bits of behind the scenes ska, even chatting about WCW, like Iron and the Scissors, you know?
Oh, wow.
Problem was, not many stations carried it, and not many listeners tuned in. WWF barely promoted it on their television, and the death knell was when JR was fired. They actually brought in Stan Lane and Fink, revolving door, and then Vince came in, he took over, Vinced all over it, and it fizzled and dropped.
It's dead.
It only lasted 2 pay-per-views, SummerSlam 93 and Survivor Series 93.
So it was just there for Borga. Mwah.
They did try to revive Radio WWF during the Attitude Era, but it befell a similar fate. But the idea of behind the scenes in WWE was a goer, though. It was revived in the form of WWE Confidential in 2002, a behind the scenes series about WWE, which is now on the WWE network. So, man, give it a watch. There is a bit about Shawn's outfits, and they chat to WWF's costume designers, Julie Youngberg and Terry Anderson. They said, we saw Shawn and the fucking state of him in the rockers, so we actually went to one of his shows and we made him outfits for free. What do you think? Actually, we're your designers now. And then they did it for so long, WWF just hired them.
Oh, okay.
Did they make the chaps?
Yeah.
Fire them.
Hey, Choco Jocks, get it. But like she was saying, well, I'll never get another Shawn Michaels because, you know, he has no fashion sense and he just said, whatever you want to do, I'll wear it. No qualms.
Oh, awesome.
So he's the perfect pigeon. Radio WWF, hopefully WWE add it as like alternate audio for the pay-per-views on the network.
Yeah,
That'd be
why not?
awesome. Yeah.
Hire us and then fire us after one show.
2 shows. Gotta get Borga over.
We are live, ladies and gentlemen, from the Palace of Auburn Hills, Michigan. And here we go.
Kick off. Perfect tries some mat-based reversal sequences like what he did with Bret at King of the Ring. Dude, Shawn is not Bret.
No. They immediately botch a Japanese arm drag. Like, it's the first spot of the match is a botch.
Like it's,
Lacey Evans over here.
oh my God. Oh, come on, buddy.
Oh, 4 people are going to be so angry at me for that one.
It's still very good, but Michaels isn't that type of wrestler. So what is Shawn good at? Perfect wheelbarrow Shawn up and over the top rope. Looks fantastic.
Yes! Triple H would be proud. It's like the best catapult I think I've ever seen.
Weird live fade and ultra zoomed in footage on the live pay-per-view. And I was like, I wonder what happens. Or maybe they just like cut out 5 minutes of crisscross. Heenan postulates Shawn's got Diesel in his corner. Who does Perfect have? And then Vince is like, every fan in attendance. And Heenan's like, come on, that means nothing. Brilliant. Looming Nash causes a distraction and Perfect eats a super kick. Oof. But that's not a thing yet, so they just both get back into the ring.
It's so weird seeing that as just a move.
Imagine if Taker did a tombstone. It's like, all right, let's get back up.
Yeah.
Just a transition spot or something. Shawn zeroes in on Perfect's lower back. Perfect having needed surgery for his tailbone and bulging discs in 91 and it was on the shelf for over a year. HBK attacks it with repeated elbows to the lower back. High velocity whip into the turnbuckle.
Oh my God, he sold it so well. He moves so fucking quick.
And even standing giant whoopsie onto said area. And then Hennig wails with a God damn it, which was great.
Oh, damn it. Oh, unbelievable.
Jay, just one thing. It's a big ask, but it was at this point that I noticed Vince's shouts of unbelievable on a pretty regular basis. I know he's done it before, but this pay-per-view, my God. Unbelievable. No, that's terrible.
Don't do 90s Vince, do like kind of 80s.
Unbelievable. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
I'd like a splicey. You will probably won't give it to me. You
yeah.
can cut it out if you want. But of every unbelievable in the pay-per-view.
Oh my God.
Unbelievable. 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 Oh, unbelievable. 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 Oh my God. Unbelievable. 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 Look. Unbelievable. 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 Unbelievable.
It's nauseating. I don't know what is unbelievable about what's happening here. Nobody is flying. They're not spontaneously combusting. What's happening is very believable because it's wrestling and they're wrestling.
I just want to point out, WWF had their kind of, I don't want to say propaganda, but their own ads for themselves, and it would be unbelievable, WWF, or Mania, or Superstars, whatever. But
So
that's
you just had to
the
keep
thing.
saying it.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's hammering it, yeah.
Right.
one of the ads is like some fat, overweight, balding guy in a wife beater, and he's like, "Oh, I'm so tired," and his fucking smoking hot wife's like, "Come on, let's do stuff," and he's like, "Yeah, it's Monday night," and it's like, "Come on, it's only 9 p.m. 9 p.m. Monday, and let one roll, fuck you."
And like she's there with her awesome tits, just like looking at him.
Yeah.
Oh, that man of mine.
Snap him! What pain Mr. Perfect must be in! Come on, snap him like a Slim Jim!
There was one move where they were both battling each other for a backslide.
Yes.
I just thought that was lovely. That's something you absolutely wouldn't see in modern day wrestling, and I marked out to it.
Finish of the match, hooking the arms, test of strength, defies gravity as Shawn bowls back over Hennig and into a perfect plex, but Diesel pulls Perfect out. Hennig sock stash as Heenan talks about hit a man with glasses. And the ref goes into hyperspeed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 8. Holy fuck.
How long has it been?
Oh my god. Collusion. I went back and had a look. Earl, the ref, gets 2-4 when Shawn is thrown back in the ring and bowls over him, and then he gets back up. Like, he not only did he start the count, continuing the count, but he like made up for lost time with it.
Nice.
Holy shit. Where's Tunney? Where's Wurzel?
Bring.
Shoddy officiating though.
The winner of this bout, as a result of a countout, and still Intercontinental Champion, Shawn Michaels.
What'd you think?
I enjoyed it. I probably expected more from two of the all-time greatest. I appreciate that there's managers and valets and bodyguards and what have you that are going to interfere in a match. But why not let these two lads put on a clinic and have a clean match? What is the problem with that?
Holy shit, Steve, I have the exact same thing.
So that was the real anticlimax for this. But before that, I enjoyed it.
All right.
Two gifted workers, two of the all-time greats. I expected greatness, and I got something that was all right. A couple of sell jobs by Perfect were really good, but overall I was disappointed. Kind of sad, yeah.
Yeah, you can't book the match as this is going to be the greatest Intercontinental Championship match of all time, and then put on an okay by both of
with
their
the
standards.
shit finished. Yeah. So that also put a bad taste in my mouth. So yeah,
Yes, the Hyenas put the boots to Shawn and hightail it. Perfect cry runs to the back. And we segue backstage. Cry run, not cry wang. Oh, jeez. Apart from a couple of TV bouts, that's it for Curt Hennig. He'd retire from active wrestling later in the year. He was actually pulled without explanation from the Survivor Series. He'd eventually settle as a colour commentator in 95, had a little tiffle with Jubilee and his valet, Sable and stuff, in 96, before showing up in WCW in mid-97 with a back healthy enough to wrestle again.
Which I'm sure made Lloyds of London very happy.
And one of my favourite ever nights in wrestling, the 2002 Royal Rumble.
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Perfect came back. He made it to the fucking final three.
Yeah.
As well, amazing performance. Got a full WWF contract out of it as well. But they never really pushed him. He started wrestling on Heat. So,
Waste.
yeah, I know. He was fucking amazing. Oh, God.
Was there a point in the Rumble that you thought, oh, he could do it. Yeah, could actually win this.
Yeah, because Triple H as a babyface is a bit shit, isn't it? So, yeah. But, like, that was me. I'm a huge Hennig mark, so, like, I was trying to will him.
Yeah.
Here's one of the biggest in the lore of the WWF, Mr. Perfect.
Our fourth matchup of the night is the 1, 2, 3.
Hold on a sec.
Ha!
Brucey bonus Coliseum home video segment.
Oh, me meow.
Oh, is this your extra 20 seconds?
This was my extra couple of seconds. Mean Gene backstage talks to Shawn Michaels, asks him, do you still think that you are the best even though you didn't actually beat Mr. Perfect? And he doesn't answer him, and then Mr. Perfect comes flying in. They brawl for a few seconds. Shawn runs off, and then Perfect brawls with Diesel. And that's it. It's not great.
Come on, Diesel! Come on, Diesel!
Our fourth matchup is the 1, 2, 3 in inverted commas Kid versus Irwin or Shyster. Ow, X-Pac, with Joe Fowler in the back, looking like his passport photo. There's a WWE Confidential bit where they're asking, hey wrestlers, what have you got in your fanny packs? And Val Venus is like, yeah, let me show you this condom. And X-Pac is like, hey, have a look at my passport. This is me. Like, and he looks 15 and
Nice.
You know, the butterflies are coming in my stomach, I know I'm real excited to be out there, and this is a chance of a lifetime for me, but God, I'm just so nervous I can't even talk.
Clean bum shave, oily slick back hair, white meat babyface. He says facing IRS is a chance of a lifetime. Butterflies in the stomach, 110%. I can't talk.
What a shite promo. He just didn't put himself over in any way, shape, or form. He talks about being nervous. Like, you have been on television. You've beaten some of the top names.
He's beaten DiBiase and Razor.
And you go on and it's like, oh, I'm a bit nervous. I can't really talk. State of it, mate.
I'm gonna have to disagree with you, lads.
Go on.
Because it's fucking real. It's like, Steve, say you were sitting over on the couch there playing FIFA. Not a word comes out of your mouth before that ball is kicked off in the centre circle. You're fucking terrified. I can tell. I can see it in your eyes.
You're not that good.
It doesn't matter. You've beaten me before. Still doesn't mean you're comfortable or confident or even are able to breathe before you start the match. So I personally think this is about as gritty as it gets for WWF in 1993.
Very interesting, Stephen. 1-2-3 kid, he's like, oh my God, how can I even wrestle this guy who's never won a singles championship in his life? Oh my God.
I don't know. I think he's still a young lad. As much as everyone hates X-Pac, he can wrestle. I think a lot of the reason is that people hate this guy is because he wears dungarees with a nappy. Like, he does. Outright, he looks fucking ridiculous.
You know what? I actually was going to bring up this point during the match, but Steve, you're absolutely right. During the 90s, hated X-Pac. Just get the fuck out of here, mate. It's called X-Pac Heat for a reason, right? But watching him wrestle, he can fucking go. Yeah. Like, he's pretty good.
I think people hate him because he never changed his gimmick.
I do.
And he rode it for like 4 years past its sell-by date kind of thing.
What was his gimmick?
You can only take that for 3.5 years, Stephen.
Brilliant.
He's quiet, he's shy, but folks, he is a hero. Fucking it, what a loser.
This is a first. This is the first time a kid's been up past 8 o'clock.
Heenan exclaims, it's the first time the kid's been up past 8 o'clock.
Hey-o.
Man, the kid, what a nickname. Just call him Little Bitch.
Kid.
This match also stemmed from Waltman beating Razor as the two babyfaces would team together versus Money Inc. So at SummerSlam, it was Ramon versus DiBiase, and this, X-Pac versus IRS. IRS kicks the shit out of Little Bitch, whose puny lightning kicks can't secure an upset. Jumping clothesline from the ground. 1, 2, 3. The Taxman gets the big V in 5 minutes 44. I thought after that Neo level promo, it was well deserved. What'd you think?
I thought it was absolutely fine as a short match. I have no idea why IRS won, though.
It's baffling, isn't it?
What are we going to get from this young upstart? Barely, 25 years in the business at this stage? He's got nothing left to give.
The others run dry. Like.
Totally. Like 1-2-3 kid looked good. He was fast. He was crispy. He nice moves flying around. But the layout of the match was a fucking snuff match. He just got murdered live on TV, and he'd hit the odd kick. IRS would no sell it, and then he beat him with a fucking flying clothesline. Like, I would never, ever have seen that move and said, okay, yeah, that's it. We're going home, lads.
Imagine if you your finisher was like a kick to the back, and then you pinned them, and you got it.
Oh my God.
Bobby tries to lengthen the match segment with a brain scan, joking that the kid got a 1040 or tax return. Pretty clever.
Okay.
At ringside, Todd is with Hart family members Owen and Bruce Hart. Yeah, baby! 17 years before he'd step on Vince McMahon at WrestleMania 26.
Legend.
Please, Vince, book Bruce so he has something to be bitter about. They're taking a place at ringside of Stu and Helen Hart, as Stu twisted his knee a couple of weeks ago and is home convalescing from knee surgery, which is actually true. Stu was in Atlanta getting a Lifetime Achievement Award from WCW. The WWF left out that part, and blew out his right knee as he tripped getting into the ring.
Aww.
And
did he stretch it?
He should have done his stretches. Owen beat jobber Barry Horowitz in a dark match before the pay-per-view, but we're not talking about that. He will be cheering Bret on tonight.
Why were they both wearing brown? They look like Ghostbusters.
Cowboy boat Ghostbusters.
The state of them.
Yeah, but at least at the start we could only see Owen's shirt. It got worse.
Yes.
This
The
was
reveal.
the best. Yeah, the big reveal.
So, what was he wearing?
So he was wearing a nice brown kind of safari-ish shirt, a brown tie, and then black leather pants and fucking cowboy boots.
Tucked in the cowboy boots.
Oh, this shit, yeah, they were tucked, like they look like garbage bag leather pants, didn't they?
Meow, meow, meow.
Blocked.
Amazing.
Like Bruce at least looked pretty normal, to be fair.
Relatively
For a
normal.
heart.
The best dressed Hart.
Match number 5. It's King versus King. Bret Hart versus Jerry Lawler. Continuing on from their altercation at the finish of OSW 76, King of the Ring 93, as King Lawler has beef. With Bret Hart being the king of the ring. Ooh-wee. This feud spans 2 federations. So WWF had working agreements with Cornette's Smoky Mountain Wrestling and Lawler's USWA, so certain talent would appear in both federations, like Bossman, Sherry, the Steiners in Smoky Mountain, and Bret and Owen in the USWA. Vince too, actually, was his first like heel dumb. It's him trying out heel Vince, Mr. McMahon
wow.
in the USWA. He's a creeper. He's good at it. You know.
Why, the last time you saw this belt, it was around the waist of your king. And what are you going to do about it, Jerry Lawler? Nothing. You're not going to do one thing about it.
So Bret and Owen, they were heels, taking on the hometown boys Jeff Jarrett and Jerry Lawler. In Bret's book, he doesn't hold back talking about how carnacular Memphis is, full of yeehaw hillbilly fans, like taped garden hose for ropes. And he'd do a bit of deliverance and he'd like tweak Owen's ear and he'd go, you know, it's all good stuff. Shaking their butts while they did a big wind-up punch and riling them up good. He said he loved it and it's like some of his favourite memories with Owen.
Oh, wow, okay. See, because it's good old-fashioned wrestling.
And that was Owen.
They won very good. The Hart brothers, they won their initial tag bout in USWA and put over Jeff Jarrett and the King in singles matches on the big USWA show the night prior to SummerSlam called The Mother of All Matches.
The King. Gonzalez. He got hot. 1, 2, 3. Yes, King.
What about on WWF television? On Wrestling Challenge, it was Lawler versus Owen. The King hits his finisher, the pile driver, and despite Owen being completely prone, Lawler grabs his tights anyway for the 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, proper heel.
Heenan says he grabbed the tights so he won't slip away. On Raw, when Bret's wrestling Bam Bam, Steve's boy, Stu Hart, and wife Helen are in attendance, and Lawler flips through his Hal Roach book of jokes. He's like, hey, if you put your dentures in backwards, you can go eat yourself.
Oh my God.
Is it true when you two were dating, the Dead Sea was only just sick?
It's quite good.
Whenever the quality dips too low, Bret bails out of the match and goes after Lawler. And at the SummerSlam Spectacular, Kings that are clad in leather flock together. So Lawler, the king of wrestling, chats to the king of rock and roll, an Elvis impersonator.
It was a shy promo, actually. Like, he didn't build up the match, really. He was just like, I don't like your parents. I don't like stew. Sorry.
Do you like do you like
Stew
soup?
is
Like
delicious. I don't like stew.
I like casserole.
Yeah, and basically that's it. He just tells him that he doesn't like his parents and that he's going to drive to SummerSlam. See you there, mate.
Let's take a ride to SummerSlam. What do you say?
You got it.
Come on, King.
Right after Jerry Lawler cuts his promo, they go to Bret Hart, who cuts a promo, and he's furious. He's like, how dare you say things about my man, I'm going to bait you, you little bastard.
word for word, Steiner.
This place is ready to go. Electric.
I was thinking, seeing Bret come out, it's like, poor old Bret. You should have been wrestling Hulk Hogan and getting the torch passed to you. Poor old Bret. So if you're not going with Hogan, you should be wrestling Yokozuna tonight. It's like, poor old Bret. You're going to have to wrestle Jerry the King Lawler, comedy heel. Or is he? The King promptly arrives. He's got a heavily taped and ice-packed left knee and 2 crutches. He cuts a heel promo regaling us of how that came to be. Some blue-haired old lady pulled out in front of him and his crappy Detroit-made car caused a 10-car pileup and he's too injured to fight. Bret and the ref ECW's Fonzie have a chinwag until Lawler introduces his replacement, the newly appointed court jester, Doink the Clown!
Oh my god. Okay, like, Doink is not a bad wrestler, but he's placed at a level in the WWE pecking order. And commentary are just scrambling over themselves going, now, hold on a sec. I know what you're thinking, but Doink is actually very good. And he will pose a significant threat to the former world champion, the excellence of execution, and the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. Doink.
This is just like WWF No Way Out 98. I was supposed to be a big 8-man tag matchup. Shawn Michaels gets injured. He's out of the match. Who do they replace him with? Savio Vega. Yeah, lost for equal.
Yeah.
When I saw Doink, I audibly gasped in excitement. I was like, I'm sure my hat reached the ceiling.
Up and at them.
Yes. He comes out with 2 buckets. One is thrown over the crowd. It's filled with confetti. And then the other one, he motions to Bruce. And it's a water. You cunt.
I love it. I am convinced that he was not told that this was going to happen because he was furious.
Yes. 2 things. It was Owen's rib and Pat Patterson was told about it and he said, that's brilliant. I'm not telling them. So you fucking stay for the next half hour in your drenched clothes, man.
Hey, but that's Owen.
Very good.
Very good, very good. Bret beats the Clown on the outside and trounces him on the inside, including a teetering by his feet off the top turnbuckle. Let Doink drop and splat to the mat. Ooh, nice Doink with an STF into reverse chinlock. It's not until Hart goes after Lawler that Doink can Pearl Harbor Bret and get some offense in. And then we get this odd peanut gallery style viewpoint as we cut to Owen cheering on Bret and then an up the nose look at Lawler cheering on Doink. He's like, come on. Very odd. Doink applies his stump puller finisher with added torque by illegally grabbing the rope. What does ref Fonzie do? Count him out? Like the rules say he should? Or jumping wah! And he kick his hand off the rope. Hitman does his finishing routine, side Russian leg sweep, pinpoint elbow off Bret's rope and into the sharpshooter. Lawler doesn't want Doink to tap, so he ditches the theatrics, his knee is grand, and beats up Bret with the crutch, ending the bout in a DQ at 9:05. Hilariously, the refs sequester the Hart brothers so they can't shield Bret from this illegal attack. It's like heels couldn't do a better job of keeping the baby faces away.
It's not like as if they were jumping the barricades as fans. Owen is a contracted wrestler at this point, right? So he can interfere if he wants. Fair enough, Bruce. You have to stay away. Sorry, mate.
You sit there soaking. Mate.
And then, like Fonzie, he's looking at Bret being absolutely battered. Oh no, we need 5 fucking officials on these 2 lads. And they're not gonna, all they're gonna do is protect their beaten brother.
Sunrise, sunset. Sunrise, sunset.
Cats in the cradle and the silver spoon. Yes, they have no bananas.
If Jerry the King Lawler does not come back into the ring to wrestle Bret Hart, he will be banned from the World Wrestling Federation for life.
The heels triumphantly head to the back as Jack Tunney has words. So that means nothing. So Wurzel comes out too. Bring! And a payday for Pat Patterson. Tunney demands Lawler wrestle since he is capable. So we're getting 2 Bret Hart matches. Oh, me, meow. Oh, by the way, that first crutch shot hit Bret in the face and hurt him pretty bad. Oh, and he potatoed Lawler at the ramp as a receipt.
Nice.
And the ending spot of this match as well. Hitman heelishly bites the face of Jerry Lawler. Oh, I was like, maybe it's the garbled live audio, but it sounded like Heenan said Bret wanted to smash his mullet.
He probably did.
Bret doesn't care if he wins his match. He wants to smash his mullet.
Bret smacks Lawler with the crutch. Even Heenan calls for a DQ. Nope. Shots of Bruce Hart, still drenched. Doink did Bret's classic throw the leg into the ring post spot, and now Lawler pulls Bret's crotch into the same. Schmozzy, schmozzy, schmoz. We get a full shot of Owen's attire. Sexy boy, Owen Hart. Bret does the Kurt Angle pull down the straps, and Lawler exposes his nips too. Finish of the match, backbreaker, pile driver, pinpoint elbow from Bret's rope into the sharpshooter, clean as a whistle, submission victory for the Hitman, the true king of the WWF in 6.5 minutes.
Come on, Jerry. Oh, my God.
Foolishly, Bret doesn't release the hold when the bell rings. All the refs kayfabe try to pry him off. Fonzie looks for a finger of fudge. Wurzel bails in.
Bring. Everyone back in the pile.
Payday Pat 2, who immediately said, fuck that. How long is it locked in after the bell rings?
Oh my God. 47 seconds.
Oh, wow.
No, 47 minutes.
Yeah.
It just goes on.
Yeah. 3 minutes 15.
Oh my God.
And when Bret releases it of his own accord, he gets a big pop. Lawler dying here. Oh my God. Interestingly, they decide to reverse the decision after the fact, giving the win to Jerry Lawler. He is the true king of the WWF.
Yeah, rightfully so.
And I'm sure you'll recall very easily at WrestleMania 14, the exact same thing happened with The Rock, Intercontinental Champion. Ken Shamrock put him in an ankle lock. Rock tapped out. Shamrock wins. He goes into his own. He doesn't release the hold, and it goes on for long enough that they reverse the decision, and The Rock keeps his IC title.
It's fair.
It's good heat, but not so great if you're a babyface. I suppose it does put the heat on Jerry Lawler, but it makes Bret look like a bit of a gobshite.
Oh, big cunt here.
Yeah, but it also
sour cunt.
It also, like, he's been around for a while with the same character. It adds a little bit of edge to his persona. I quite like it.
Like, I think you get heat from me. Like, I'm fucking done. I'm done with the match. Come on, get it over with. Like,
yes.
Yeah, it went on probably like a minute and a half too long.
Yeah. You could get the same thing over for 30 seconds.
Yeah,
you know? Anyway, what did you think?
Couple of points. When Bret is gassed, he reminds me of ex-Prime Minister Gordon Brown.
Continue.
All right, you're intrigued. So Bret, when he's gassed, his mouth's like wide open, trying to suck in air. I don't know if you've ever noticed Gordon Brown when he's talking. When he finishes a sentence, his mouth just drops and he sucks in air. Just can I have a splice? That should be. You won't have any problem finding Gordon Brown opening his mouth. All right, that's that.
Okay.
And then the other one is, I enjoyed Bruce's belly flop onto Lawler on the stretcher.
Yeah.
Yeah, he tripped. He tripped.
But Owen says, I want a bit of that as well.
Lawler, wait a minute, look at Bruce Hart. That's Bruce Hart trying to get to Jerry Lawler. He's trying to get to him. I can't believe that. What a Hart nails the king, Jerry Lawler.
I love Bruce Hart.
Yeah.
He's over.
He's terrible, and dare I say this, he may be a bigger mark than Bret.
For himself.
For himself.
Yeah.
This is more real to Bruce than it is to Bret.
I fucking love this whole segment. Astonishingly, I fucking loved it. I'll tell you what, Jerry Lawler, and he'd be the first one to admit this, he can't wrestle. But my God, he can talk. That was a fucking amazing promo. You just don't get that these days. There's somebody so comfortable they can speak for 2-3 minutes, not trip up. It's just, he makes his point and he makes it really well. And it's funny and it's insulting. I really loved it. I thought the Doink match was fine. There's nobody else. Who the fuck else are they going to get?
Anyone.
They're struggling now.
Mabel?
We're struggling. Mabel.
Bam Bam.
Mantor.
Yeah. Bam Bam is too big where he is on the card to be Lawler's bitch.
Ooh, Adam Bomb.
Yeah, why not? Yeah.
Okay, I'll accept
you'll bite?
that. Yeah, I'll bite that. I liked Lawler's attack. I think it looked quite genuine. I loved Bret's comeback. The babyface fire. The crowd were fucking loving it. A dearth of closed fists from Jerry Lawler. I don't think I noticed one, which was great. Vicious sharpshooter. Went on a little bit too long, but I did, as I said, I like to see that other side to Bret. I actually started to feel sorry for Lawler after a while, which maybe that went on too long because we shouldn't be feeling sorry for the heel. But overall, really, really enjoyed it.
Do you agree?
Yes. I thought the angle was great, but I didn't like the actual matches at all. They were long and boring.
Okay.
I get the feeling you liked this one, Jay.
Actually, I thought the Doink match was disappointing, considering both men are great technical wrestlers, but it was a nothing match. It focused on the people outside of the ring, so my concentration was never on the match. It's on Jerry Lawler. It's on Bruce Hart. So
for the first and last time.
Bruce Hart stole this segment, lads.
Yeah, it was a Brucey bonus of a segment.
It's similar for Lawler's bout, but my eyes lit up seeing Owen and Bruce. I can't wait to see them in the ring. Sabanaz, actually, this is it for pay-per-view for Matt Bourne. Got the boot for too many drug offences.
Aww.
Or not enough drug offences. Forget which. Bruce swabs the gurney prone Lawler and Owen dives in too. Hilarious. Lawler is wheeled off with his hand raised high as the Harts celebrate in ring, setting up the next chapter for the Survivor Series. See you next time, lads. Will Lawler and Bret square off at said series? You'll have to find out next time on OSW. The booking says yes, but sexual harassment allegations say no.
Sexual harassment.
Lawler.
Allegedly.
And that closes the first half of the show, so we'll take it to the...
Wrestling. Oh.
That's it for the pay-per-view. Come on.
Outbreak questioner.
وإلى قوة للشاحنات. إنك تعرف هالك هوغن البطل في الحلبة. تعرف الآن على البطل في الطريق موبن سيلفا ديزل.
نصيحة البطل في ضعيف الأبطال.
And we're back with an ad for the SummerSlam hotline. 1-900-420-SLAM. 420, see what you did there. It's the heels' turn to chat. IRS, Diesel, and sexy boy Shawn Michaels. Jim from Massachusetts wants to speak to HBK. He asks if Marty challenged him.
Hey, Shawn, did Marty Jannetty give you any challenge?
Oh, of course Marty Jannetty didn't give me any challenge. For years, everybody knew I was the man that held that team together. Finally, when I felt it was time to let him go, I threw him out the window, and I'm on to bigger and better things like the World Wrestling Federation Intercontinental Championship.
Mean Gene backstage with the Hart family.
You know, Bruce Hart, you got emotionally involved in all of this.
You started the war, Lawler. We're going to finish it.
And Rocket Owen Hart, could you believe Jerry Lawler initially coming out at the beginning of the evening on a pair of crutches? Who's he trying to kid?
What a coward. You know, Bret, the family, Bruce, myself, Mom and Dad, we're all very proud of you. He deserved a broken leg, Gene.
Hey, he can use those crutches now, can't he?
3 of them were terrible.
Typical Hart family promo.
Yeah.
Throw to Ludwig Borga, who's just arrived on the scene. A pre-recorded vignette, that is, in front of a crumbling, abandoned building, which represents America and Lex Luger.
I love this setting when he's like walking in front of these crumbling shithole buildings, and he turns to the camera and goes, "Lex Luger, the Lex Express never stopped here, did it?" I was like, that's a fantastic line. Then he goes into the generic anti-USA shite. Nothing special. But I do love his look. I do. I think he looks fantastic. He looks like one of the bosses out of The Running Man.
Oh,
just giving like lights and a chainsaw or something like that, and he'll fit
Electro.
right in. Yeah, or dynamo.
A dynamo.
So yeah, technically his delivery is fine. It's nothing great, but I believe that he believes everything that he says, and that I can get on board with. I do want to see more.
What are you thinking here? You full mast here?
I was fucking loving this.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Having all of it?
I really took it all. Fuck, apart from the last line, I shoot I'm all about it. That's cliche, but everything else hit home. I love the backdrop. What he said it well. It was very heelish. He's got a great look, good voice, can speak English. Yeah, it's bonus. So yeah, I was all over it like a cheap suit.
These crumbling buildings, this filth, this pollution, and I bet the Lex Express never stopped here on its way to SummerSlam.
Holy shit, like wascally washing, but he's finished, you know? It's like, who is this guy? Tony Holm. Oh, shout out to Grang, Andy, the Chosen 90, and all of our Finnish brass. We're going mental for this, lad.
Not a Finland!
Borga mania running wild. Infamous celeb Tony Holm, best known there for doing Finland's American Gladiators in the 90s. Named Vikinki, the Viking.
The sexy Viking. Yes.
He'd do the very heel thing of speaking in foreigner, throwing in a few swears like in Finnish. Well, these assholes don't understand anything. Yeah. He would party with Shawn and Nash, called Andre the Giant a drunk and an asshole. He did movies, most notably Die Hard 3. In 95 as Roman, did a spot of boxing, made a couple of CDs, including cover songs in tone-deaf talk singing. Let's hear some of it now.
Suustasi sammakoita, kun sä kelaa kallo sitä jälkiä.
Trash. There's just some of the worst stuff ever, but that makes it the best stuff, doesn't it?
But that's getting a bit ahead of ourselves. What's 1993 Tony Holm got to offer us? Our sixth matchup, Marty Jannetty versus Finland's own Ludwig Borga. Marty in a striking purple, blue and pink. Love it. Jannetty's fresh off his win over Bastian Booger 2 weeks ago.
Oh my God. The finish of that match is fucking amazing. Marty rolls up Booger, and so his balls and his arse are right in his face, and he's so grossed out that as he's getting the pin, he has to like turn his head and he makes a face.
Is he laughing at the time?
He earned that $25.
Ludwig Borga. The following contest is scheduled for one fall.
Marty faces the Finn, not Balor, but Ludwig Borga, a monster and a half. He takes the place of Rick Martel, who should have been wrestling here, but is out due to injury. Weird, let's start this spot. Marty goes up to Borga, is like, all right, let's go, and then turns around and gets Pearl Harbored. What do you make of Borga's attire? Cross chest straps, Finnish flag, black tights that end at the knees, black fingerless gloves, and pull-up white booties.
It's a romper. It's what a baby wears.
Is there like little clasps on the back of it so he could be in the bouncy?
Oh my God.
And the Borg here with some MMA single body punches, with his blonde hair shorn into a toothbrush haircut. He kind of really is a kind of a shit Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
Broke Lesnar.
The Vikingi from Helsinki hooshes up Jannetty and punches him on the way down. What do you think of his punches? Body punches?
His punches look decent, you know, but you get bored of seeing them because it's all he can do. It's all he has is punches. And, you know, like he will throw in the odd knee.
You look at the clock, we're 13 seconds into the match. You're done with him.
Still better than Nails, though. He hasn't choked anyone yet.
The match is to get over the Finn as a dominant main event heel, chopping down Marty and quashing any hope spots. Marty with a sunset flip and but denied. Punch again to escape. Sexy bear hug that initially cradles Jannetty, who Rikishi bumps from a big time clothesline. Finish of the match. Aloha, but denied. Punch, miss, super kick. All hope is lost. Borga catches the ex-rocker in midair. Slam and the fans have got the storyline together. Torture rack. Lex's torture rack. And Marty gives up. The Finn finishes the feeble fighter in 5:15.
And that's it. That's it. Ludwig with Jannetty.
Finishes.
And his finisher is called the finisher.
I love it. Hyphenated, so Rosie gets it. You know.
Yeah, very good.
You enjoy this one?
I did, even though, I mean, my poor sweet Marty, I mean, he just getting his ass handed to him. I thought Borga looked $1,000,000 in this. It's not on par with Yokozuna Virgil in terms of a squash match, but I thought it was a really, really good squash match. So the only way he could beat my boy was by using another one of my boys' finishers. What do you think of that? Although Borga would definitely be a backdoor boy.
On Bukel cool Doris.
But to paraphrase you, I would like to see Morga of Borga.
Ooh, I love it.
A smorgasborga?
Oh! Sir.
You're welcome. First of all, hats off to Marty. Had his bumping shoes on. Holy shit, he tried so hard to make Borga look like the most threatening, badass, evil heel wrestler you've ever seen. And even though Borga has nothing, he has body punches, a knee from the clinch. He's a big, powerful dude, so he was capable of throwing Marty high up into the air and catching him with a punch on his way down, which I like, by the way. That's a good spot. And of course, the finisher, which they give to all shit wrestlers, the torture rack.
Whoa.
This match wasn't good, but I still liked it because there's something about Borga, and I want to see more.
You want to see Morga?
I want to see Morga.
No.
The Borga.
Yeah.
Eating chips from Borza. Oh, he could be Borza.
Playing a game of Forza. Anyway. This match did what it set out to do. Squash match. Very much enjoyed it, but I can tell you've got nothing.
He does have nothing.
Yeah, but red flags everywhere. How long does this guy last? One more pay-per-view.
Oh, shit. Really?
Yeah, he's gone before the Rumble in 94. But we will get all the Borga you can handle at the Thanksgiving attraction America waits for. The Survivor Series coming Thanksgiving Eve.
Oh, my God. By the way, what did you guys think of... Borga is meant to be this terrifying badass heel that all US natives should be terrified of, and he comes to the ring to like the fartiest song ever. And to anyone, if this is the Finnish national anthem, I'm so sorry. But it's fucking shit for a heel wrestler. Like, can you imagine if Sheamus, who's coming out to the ring, or President Hobbit comes out first, you know?
on this is the Rest in Peace match. It's The Undertaker versus The Giant and Gonzalez. On the pre-show countdown, Taker got a promo from a graveyard set. Is bathed in orange of the arid, lifeless cemetery. Fucking awesome.
Really? We didn't get that?
No.
That sounds cool. You could have thrown that on Raw.
Taker gravely purports to explain what a Rest in Peace match is. Liar. He says Rest in Peace is just another day on the dark side. I haven't decided what it means.
That's so bad. He also cut a promo at the SummerSlam Spectacular, where Mean Gene asked him the very same question, and he comes out and he goes, "The Rest in Peace match is when I reach inside." He's got to reach inside of Giant Gonzalez. I'm so sorry. And he's going to pull out his organs and his soul. And that's the match.
I'll just take the loss. It's all the same. Count me out. Fink does tell us an RIP match has no DQ, no countout, but has a decisive winner. So it's a street fight.
Yeah.
Whippleman's got Paul Bearer's urn. If you recall, Mr. Hughes and Gonzalez beat up Taker, taking him off King of the Ring. Fun note, Gonzalez was also at the Memphis show that the Harts were on last night, jobbing out Vampire Warrior, Gangrel.
Oh my God.
In less than 3 minutes. The Man in Black enters last. Vince notes how he glides to the ring. I was like, oh, wouldn't it be great if he had those children's skates on? Awesome touch. Taker raises his hand as the house lights raise.
I love that fucking gimmick. It's so cool. It's so simple. It's so cheap. Like, you don't need fancy pyro. You don't need anything. You just need someone to turn the dimmer up.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, it wasn't for another couple of years where Taker would do the kind of quick raise and it goes boom. I think that was really cool too.
Yeah.
No Bearer. He's been off for the last while selling injuries, and that the heels have the urn. They have Taker's power, and Taker's hopeless and useless without Bearer in the urn, that kind of thing. Did you know Taker and Bearer had their own Lex Express to travel the country?
Get the fuck out of here.
Oh my God. WWF turned Andre's old van and turned it into a giant hearse. And like, why am I only hearing about this now? It sounds amazing.
That'd be fucking great.
Something out of fucking Scooby-Doo. In the ring, what's El Gigante got? Lazy boot to the kisser. Half-turned shit kick. Chop that turns into a club to the back. Theatrical hair grab and headbutt. Dazed flail selling on his feet. Oh man, it's all kicking off here.
This guy makes Borga look like Kurt Angle.
If there's one thing I'd say about him, for such a huge man who could kill you, he's got the fucking safest punches in the business.
Yeah, he barely even punches.
Yeah.
They're just slow
Placing
clubbing
of hand.
chops.
Yeah.
Or clubs even.
Yeah.
Placing of hands. Gently places his hands on his opponent.
Yeah.
Straight to the outside and schmoz because fuck man, we got nothing. Gonzalez uses a chair, but Vince tells us in his best monk with raper face impression, there are no rules. Yes, there are. You can't pin outside, for example. It's a street fight.
Yes.
Storyline of the match is that Taker is a scrappy underdog, as unbelievable as that sounds.
Fucking Scrappy-Doo over here.
Yeah.
Hulking up and being cut off. Gonzalez uses these moments to show off his one-man Aloha Arn.
Undertaker. Look at that. That one rocked. Another one rocked. A hard right hand by the Undertaker. Another uplifting chop.
Gonzalez, he sells like a wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube man.
With a very soft breeze. Yeah.
I actually have it written here as like, he sells like he's twirling towards freedom.
It's insane. What is it's revolutionary, but that's like he is the Tommy Wiseau of wrestling.
He's up there for the worst I've ever seen.
Well, hold on.
No one sells like him.
Giant Gonzalez, OOC.
Who
In terms
sells
of selling,
better?
who sells worse?
Does Gonzalez sell the area which is being afflicted?
Yes.
So he's better. Fuck it. Time for the finish. Gong. Paul Bearer arrives with a black wreath. Hilariously, Harvey Whippleman charges at Bearer and gets clotheslined. And it's like, Old Percy Pringle gets the urn and lifts it as Taker sinks it with his sit-up. The second time. The first time is like...
The first time he no-sold it, I was like, you missed your spot, mate. You missed it.
Trying to knock the big man down, we get more Gonzalez selling. The monster mash here. Top rope clothesline by Taker. Fuck, I'm not trying a tombstone on this lad. 1, 2, 3. And after 8 minutes, we're done. And I mean done. This is Gigante's second and final WWF pay-per-view bout. Like after on Raw, he'd be like, at Whippleman, and that's his babyface turn, because Whippleman wants to get on the Atom Bomb train.
Yeah.
Gonzalez would last appear in a Raw Battle Royal the next month, September 27th, and he'd be on Baywatch by October.
Baywatch?
Oh, my meow. Yeah.
Awesome. Is he still wearing his hairy suit?
He dresses like a small boy. Like,
does he have the cap?
A small boy of the future? What did you think, OSC?
I think this was better than WrestleMania 9. I suspect.
WrestleMania 9 is with the rag here. Give me the rag.
Yeah. And I think a lot of that is because I really enjoyed the urn bollocks. I always did. I always liked how there was never a hint of irony in it. They always took it 100% seriously. So I loved Bearer coming out and Undertaker feeding off the power of the urn. That's
second time.
Okay, yeah, fine. The second time. But anyway, Bearer stole the show. Clothesline on Whippleman and the stuff with the urn saved the match. Otherwise, of course, it was terrible. But I kind of half enjoyed it, I have to say.
Shite. No moves, no story, no good selling. There was selling of a sort, but then like Bearer came and he saved it. Well, no, he didn't save it, but he made it not the worst match I've seen in years. Yeah, so
since WrestleMania 9,
pretty much. So yeah, like seriously, I've nothing to talk about other than it's the second finish on this show we've had with a flying clothesline. Yeah.
I'm with you. I was like, I love that Taker does this otherworldly shtick because you look at him, the fucking monster mash and the graveyard smash. He did what he could, It wasn't much, but they hid Gonzalez as the best you could with an 8-foot hairy dickless monster. So good job, Mark Calloway, earning your $180. Backstage, Jim Cornette is hollering about the heavenly bodies being screwed, but I can't hear him over his outfit. Salmon jacket, pants and tie, with a blistering red tee with white neck brace. He knows that the common man / the audience will give Luger his strength, but it won't be enough, as the cameraman zooms in and out of Yokozuna's face.
I'll tell you the biggest surprise, your employment. Let me tell you something right now. Lex Luger, I want you to listen and listen good to my voice while you take a look at the last sight that you may ever see in your living life, brother.
Danzig! Yeah. I was like, looking, because they zoom in on Yoko's face and looking at you. You are not a menace, sir. I think you're perfectly serviceable as a lovely human being. I go out in a razz with you. Maybe not the buffet. Maybe separate tables there because
a remorseless eating machine.
But he looks like a lovely guy, though.
Do you think so?
I don't buy that he's a big meanie.
No, at the time I was hook, line, and sinker. Yeah.
Did he scare you?
No, nothing scares OOC, but but no, I definitely thought he was a bad man,
a meanie bobini.
Yeah, a booger man of sorts.
You throw your arms up, Lex Luger, when you get in that ring, and you draw the power of all those millions of Americans that you've touched hands with all across the Call to Action campaign. The auto workers in Detroit, the farmers in Kansas, and the common people all across America. They're going to give you their strength. You draw that power from all of them, Luger, and you're still going to come up short.
Banzai!
Our penultimate matchup is a 6-man tag. Tatanka and the Smoking Guns versus the Head Shrinkers and Bam Bam Bigelow. Pew Fatu, Spoots and Shoots. It's the Smoking Guns, Rockabilly and Bang Bang Bar. The Mullet John Marsden's partner with Oily Mullet Tatanka versus the Savages Samu and Fatu with the Beast from Asbury Park. Only heels as managers, you see, as Afa and Luna come with. Actually, this spot was going to be Tatanka and Sherry versus Bam Bam and Luna, but Luna is nursing a broken arm.
Aww.
And Sherry's gone from the company. That's the thing. She left the
That
partner.
actually would have been significantly better. Like, way fucking better.
Oh, yeah.
By the way, do you like the fact that the Native American is tagging with the Cowboys?
Cowboys and Indians?
Yeah.
Oh.
WWE is so just forward thinking in 1993. Now, where's Sabasimba, the literal spear chucker?
So it evens out, 50-50.
Yeah.
Holy piss break match. What have you got, boys? The babyfaces Pearl Harbor the heels and all of the good guys get mowed down. I've just never seen that before. Maybe they just cut out the initial 2 minutes of every match where the babyfaces clean house and hot dog. Both Tatanka and Bammer go for a crossbody, and of course the bigger tummy wins.
That spot actually looked really fucking nasty. I was like, that was great.
Bull Buffalo with a big, tired, last gasp lunge for the hot tag. How long has this been going on for? 90 seconds into this match. Yokozuna has more stamina than that. Billy front headlock drives Fatu's face in the mat, which Vince calls a nicely done.
It's better than the
fucking Renee Young. Roddy Haven. Bammer with a surprising dropkick. Man, decent, yeah? Dropkick from Bammer.
He's a great athlete. Like, for someone his size, he's impressive.
Vince gets over how the babyfaces are poorly coordinated, and Heenan commends the heels for getting along just fine.
Bam Bam reaching for the tag. Look at Luna just screaming her vocal cords out.
Get Bammer's character over, showing snarling Luna taunting and growling at the crowd. Get the head shrinkers characters over by throwing Bart's head into the head shrinkers' heads. And as a hard-headed savage, Fatu realises he probably shouldn't have sold that faceplant earlier, but he does get a second chance and pops right back up. Samu headbutts his partner just for the crack, War Eagle gets the hot tag and starts his go-home routine. Oh, see, did you like his kind of painted nose and whiskers?
I must have been looking away for the whole match. Go on, what to explain it?
He had like a black stripe down his nose and like 2 stripes on his cheeks, and I was like, have you been to the county fair today? Finish of the match, big lot of nothing. Everyone schmods in the ring. Faces get dumped out, so the heels triple team Tatty, but they miss their big spot of a triple flying headbutt. In the commotion, Tatanka schoolboys Samu and gets the 1-2-3 and 11-15. What do you think, B1?
So this is literally a nothing piss break match. Most fans are probably out going to the loo before the main event, or they're getting a drink or a hot dog or something.
Lex merch, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it was an okay match for what it was. Like, I was expecting nothing, and I got something.
It's a not above nothing.
Yes, so like, look, it was better than what I thought it was going to be, and I was happy with that.
Yeah, couldn't agree more.
Actually, just before you go on, there was one spot in this match that I loved. So Bam Bam is battering to Tonka, and he like hulks up and he begins to do his like dance, and he's moving around the ring. And Bam Bam just kicks him and he flops himself like that. It's like, he is the worst hook up I've ever seen.
Why didn't all of the rest of his opponents think of that?
Yeah.
When he's hulking up, just kick him.
Yeah, instead of just, oh my God, what is he gonna do? Or just roll out of the ring.
Yeah. Yeah, like Hulk Hogan, main event of WrestleMania 6 when he's hulking up. Just get out.
Yeah.
Stop.
I'll wait. I'll
Yeah,
wait.
yeah,
Okay.
okay.
Okay. You finished? Okay. No.
Okay. Calm the fuck down.
Sir. I insist.
Joe Fowler is in Auburn Palace, Auburn's parking lot, with the driver of the Lex Express.
The hero.
Hank Carter cleans up well after washing all those gnats off the bus. Sporting the most patriotic dress shirt in the world.
It was glorious.
The American
Now
flag.
The question is, did his man make this for him?
No chance. It was lovely double stitching there. Despite being at the arena, he's watching the pay-per-view on a shitty monitor.
They wouldn't even give him a ticket.
It's so mean. He's had to put up with Lex Luger in a bus for 2 months, and they wouldn't let him into the arena.
Yeah, comp him a seat. It's free. Like, it won't cost Lex a cent to get him a free ticket.
Lads, is there no possible way that Lex could have made his entrance on top of this bus?
Fuck! Yes!
Difficult, I would imagine, for Hank to get it into the arena. Might have to, like, break down a few walls. Break down the wall. Yeah. I don't know. This is a bus. And, like, then you want Lex to stand on it. That's another 6 feet.
We could just get, like, a
He
deck.
could be lying on it. And then he can slowly get up.
Just get a foldable deck chair. And, like a hillbilly grandma, and strap her to the top.
Like a rocking chair.
Yeah.
Or he can lie on his back and they can have rigged up something to be like Alistair Black, and he can do the bleh sit up to Dracula.
It's so American hero, isn't it? The Dracula thing. Yeah, I see where you're going.
He's
with
from
that.
Pennsylvania.
Philadelphia, when we visited the children's hospital, some of these children were gravely ill. I mean, with terminal diseases. But it was almost as if that made their entire life worthwhile just to watch Lex Luger come into the room.
We found out that Hank really got to know Lex along the Lex Express tour. Hank puts him over, calling him genuine and compassionate. I get what he's trying to say here, but he said Lex entering the hospital room made terminally ill kids' life worthwhile.
Yeah.
Lex, brah, making kids smile, brah.
No, not having any of it.
Nobody's buying this.
It's too ham-fisted. It's too obvious. Like, they're literally shoving Lex down your throat.
I'll take that than Undertaker being inside you.
I'll tell you though about one thing about Hank. He's the happiest man in Michigan tonight. He gets to go home.
Do you think he didn't stay for the match or what?
No, after the match. I mean, he's.
It's his first night. It's
his
the end
last
of the
night.
end.
Yeah,
it's
his
his last night.
at the job. Oh my god.
First night of freedom. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he's gonna go shoot up something. Like he's just
crack cocaine.
You mean drugs or like
both? He's just
public area.
He's gonna lose it. Like
he's free. He's finally free. So your fucking house elf. Like. Oh my god. 8 matches down, 1 match left, because it's time for your main event.
America still needs your help.
It's your main event. The WWF Championship match. The All-American Lex Luger versus the champion Yokozuna. Yoko's been a dominant champion since King of the Ring, where Harvey 40 Coats blinded Hogan and Zuna picked up the win. At an exhibition aboard the USS Intrepid, WWF held a Who Can Slam Yokozuna contest, which newly baby-faced America-clad Luger successfully did. Kinda. Yoko. The mat was really hot, by the way, and he wanted to put his sandals back on, but Fuji kicked him off.
that's so mean.
Yeah. The title match wasn't set at SummerSlam, so Lexi embarked on a cross-country 45-day tour to garner support and hopefully twist President Tunney's arm to make it official. Side note, Lex didn't do the whole 45 days on a bus. During the first week, he pulled out.
What?
He'd take flights to the next stop on the tour, only riding the bus to and from the event, plus filming additional B-roll.
Cunt.
That's why we got footage of him checking into a hotel.
And moaning.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
I'm fucking furious. He had one job.
Don't abandon the Lex Express. Regardless, he got it with an official signing 3 weeks earlier with Wurzel in the dead center of the camera. Bring! Jim Cornette is the mouthpiece for the mouthpiece of Yokozuna because Mr. Fuji's promos won't fly. Unlike never mind. Jim Cornette's outfit is incredible. Red shirt, blue jacket, pink pants. Cornette tries to tip the scales against Luger, saying he must sheathe his forearm with a pad, and if he doesn't beat Yoko at SummerSlam, he won't get another title shot. But Luger's game, so here we go.
Whoever said patriotism was dead should have bought a ticket to SummerSlam. Now, what was the inspiration for this beautiful red, white, and blue toga?
My mom went to Sears and made me a bedspread, sheets, and a pillowcase.
Whoever said patriotism was dead should have bought a ticket to SummerSlam. Because Todd Pettengill is at ringside with Bruce from Whiteout, Michigan. He's literally wearing America rags.
It's glorious.
He says his mom made him an America bedspread and pillow. Fink asked the fans to show some respect. Immediate heel heat.
I love that.
For Mr. Kyotoka Suzuki as he sings, in inverted commas, the Japanese national anthem.
He did not have a single note in his head, lads. It was fucking brilliant. I'm pretty sure he didn't even know the words. He was just started going meow 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 towards the end. I loved this. This was incredible.
It was... He can't sing.
Aaron Neville!
Steve, how does Aaron Neville get on with the American national anthem?
It's fucking incredible, lads. Because he came out and meekly whispered the national anthem. He's like, oh, see, can you see when it's on early line?
Are you cold, Steve?
It was... I'm pretty certain I did a much better job than this clown did.
By the dawn's early light.
As Yoko enters the ring, we see a sign in the crowd, Lex Luger, ! Time to slaughter Yokozuna. The name is on a pig there. Also a big Yoko Tuna banner.
Nice.
No.
No, have none of it.
Needs more Yokozama.
Heenan notes, bollocks, he's not 500 pounds, he's around 600. Even though he's wearing black and black is slimming.
I love them talking about, like, he's been bulking up for this match, as in weight equals power. It's more of a bell curve, you know. There's a point where, you know, you maximize mass and therefore power. And then as you head more to the right, the power, which is on the y-axis, goes down, you know. I think he's well past the center point.
Hail to the Chimp plays, which is the second most Duck Arcee song in history.
It's ridiculous. It's
very Duck Arcee.
Nation of the United States of America. Where's the man?
Luger is rocking red, white, and blue stripes, waving a tiny flag. I like it.
Yeah, why does he have such a small flag?
Well, go big or go small. No, don't in between it. Do you like the triangular modesty knob screen that he has?
Modesty knob screen.
Big bang of gladiators.
Yeah,
you know?
very much.
Yeah.
And look at this. Intimidation.
Kick off sneaky Japanese Pearl Harbor by Fuji, but Lex is too clever. How long until Yoko is gassed, you ask? Lex remains vigilant, avoiding Yoko's bigger leg drop and elbow drop. Luger even kicks the middle rope into Yoko's balls, and the champion takes the opportunity to sprawl out on the canvas, no motion, gasping for breath. Fuck's sake.
How many seconds, Jeff?
70 seconds.
70 seconds in, and he's knackered.
Take back what I said about Tatanka selling earlier. Fuck, man. Salt in the eyes? Luger anticipates it. Foiled a second time, the heels have two more tactics loaded in the chamber. Outside interference with Cornette, and get DQ'd with foreign weapons. Or as we call them, weapons.
So is this where Lex blocked the salt shot?
Yes.
I struggle with this because he didn't get the salt thrown in his eyes, but he walked into the salt after it was in the atmosphere. So would he not still be blinded by the salt? I mean, would he not take a salt bump?
To take a bump from the air.
Yeah, he's just walking and then just, oh, Jesus, and, takes the bump.
Maybe. Okay, I'm on board now.
Yeah.
I was thinking maybe it's like perfume, like you when he goes in and it's just lovely on his skin and hair, Yoko lets his hair down and chokes Lexi with some tassels. No DQ. Grabs a chair. Misses. Lex builds up to deliver a top rope flying forearm with the sheathed pad. Big time lariat to the back of the head. Heenan is beside himself at Lex attempts, saying, "Ride the boss, dummy. Train, dummy, but you're not gonna beat Yokozuna."
Luger coming off the rope. Pressing now going underneath and... Both men down. Double clothesline.
Dope spot, double clothesline. Look how Yoko is motionless when he's lying down. But
he's literally just selling like death. He's so shattered that he can't even sell.
Yeah, like you can see Lex is moving around a little bit, stirring, fuck, man. Not proper Lex selling because Yoko can't strike quick enough. Or maybe the crowd's cheering too loudly for Lex. We just can't hear him sell, But we do get some Lex selling. Bucket shot. Big chop. And another.
Ooh.
Rake the back.
Bork.
And club to the back. Rake the eyes.
Ooh.
Oh my God. Yoko slaps on the Ionian nerve grip, which goes...
Magna.
Oh, me meow.
Which Vince goes on to say, "Oh my God, he's got the move in the pectoral region." No, it's a trap, mate.
That's not close.
No, it's literally not.
Further sells it, grimacing like an old granny. He's like...
Gurning.
Yeah.
He's on one man. Luger's coming up. Ladies and gentlemen, it's coming up. Lex Luger is on his feet.
Finish of the match. Hulk up. Elbow to the breadbasket. Stamp the foot. But Lex can't lift Yokozuna. Zuna with a bigger leg. But Lex kicks out. I was like, oh, fuck you, Lex. He actually preemptively moved his legs so you knew who was going to kick out. I was like, I know you're not Kurt Angle, but still. But no. Luger moves. Yoko charges for a hoe train. Misses. Lex picks him up and hip tosses him. How's that body slam, Howard?
Yeah, body slam is very, very generous.
It's not a hip toss either.
That was a body slam.
Clocks Fuge, unsheathed the elbow, and Lex clocks Yoko out of the ring. And then he hits Cornette. Earl's like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Luger's won it. Lex Luger's won the match. Lex Luger has won the match.
I think this fast count was even faster than in Perfect versus Shawn.
It was.
Yeah,
It was insanely fast.
And Lex wins the match. And that's it. What follows is so embarrassing. As babyface wrestlers come into the ring and celebrate with Lex. Hundreds of red, white, and blue balloons come down.
Fucking losers.
Well, they had already paid for the balloons and blown them up. They were going to fucking...
Hold on.
Yeah, they won't last.
Yeah,
till
exactly.
WrestleMania 10, You'll need new balloons, mate.
You, open the net and just empty balloons just go...
That'd be quite apt, actually. Yeah.
That'd be fucking hilarious.
It's like wiping them off your face.
And Vince tries to cover, saying, Yokozuna, you better be worried next time. Don't worry, next time Lex will certainly be there.
Oh my God.
Hey, let me tell you this. You can bet Lex Luger will get his rematch. You can bet there will be so much pressure on WWF President Jack Tunney. You can bet that Lex Luger will get his rematch, and when he does, Lex Luger will not only defeat Yokozuna, Lex Luger will be the World Wrestling Federation champion.
Wow, dudes. Why not put the belt on Luger?
Till the Rumble. He was fucking over. Regardless of how much the Lex Express was a bust. A car crash, if you will. A bus crash.
Hey-o.
He was fucking over. The crowd, like, they drew a good fucking number here. They sold out. It was to see Lex win the title from Yoko.
$250,000 on pay-per-view. Bought it to see him win.
Yeah.
Just, I don't get it.
Like, he was over enough. The crowd loved this match. They were
biting on everything. Like, as much as we now love Lex, congratulations, Steve.
Yeah,
you
holy shit.
have
Thanks, sir.
won us over. It took years.
Thank you.
But you have
worn us
won
down.
over. Yeah, worn us down is
it was
probably more.
11 years. No, 12 years.
Jesus. But but this is, without question, the best match that I've seen Lex in.
Yeah.
He was animated. He tried. He sold. He got the crowd into everything. Pull the trigger. You've nothing to lose. In 93, anyway, your company is in the shitter and you're losing loads of talent. Just try. It may have worked. But what you did here, it killed it. This was instant death to this Lex Luger character. Instant death to Lex Luger push. You can push him for months. You can build up to the Rumble. You can build up to Mania. No, it's too fucking late. You missed your chance. You fucked it up. And even worse, so you made him look like a moron by celebrating like he won. That's the worst part of it. That's the worst part of it.
It is. It's a crying shame. Fucking loved this match. As you say, the build-up was amazing. And it paid off. Like, they did their job. Everyone did their job. Apart from whoever made the final decision on who should win.
Yeah, agreed thoroughly with you. Luger was booked to become champion up until about 2 weeks before the pay-per-view. After seeing how the Lex Express went, and Vince didn't like Luger's attitude as well. Like, he doesn't really like fans and doesn't really want to be there. Doesn't want to be a babyface. Vince wanted Lexi to get more over first, so postponed the big title win until WrestleMania 10. But after this match, he was branded a choker and a loser and a quitter, and that was the end of him.
That's it?
Yeah. Speaking of, in the build-up to WrestleMania 10, there's this surreal segment on WWF Superstars where Luger interrupts Cornette's promo and says, hey, why don't I try on this WWF title? And Vince is like, yeah, dude, go do your entrance there. And he does. They play his song and he wears the belt and he's slapping hands. Look, I have the belt. It's the saddest fucking thing. Holy shit. It's surreal, also super sad.
They sent him out in front of a crowd.
Yeah, he's like, haha, I'm wearing the belt. Me in the belt. Look at Lex Luger champion.
Fuck.
You know?
Man. Like, and Vince is probably in the backstage.
That's your title run, by the way.
Yeah.
You literally ran with
literally run. We need that back.
Oh my God.
You were my hero.
Oh, actually, we get a slightly different ending depending on which version you're watching. On the live show, same as the Coliseum home video, we'll get the I'll Be Your Hero music video, then a shot of Yokozuna still selling the forearm as Heenan flips out. But on the network, too cheap to pay for the song.
Oh my God.
What song is this, Steve?
It's a song I hadn't heard before. I can't remember it.
It's like, do what you got, cause I'm feeling pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, fucking hell. And then we get a shot of Yokozuna, and then you get an extra segment.
Yeah, backstage segment.
Aha! Vince throws to Lex's locker room. The Finn, Mr. Borga, says he'll crush Lex like America is crumbling.
I will crush you like America is crumbling. Piece by piece.
They actually just set up, here we go, Lex versus Borga. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I'm excited to see it not happen. Like, it made kind of no sense why. Okay, you don't like America, but are you saying that Lex Luger is the American president? He
doesn't have control over these.
Yeah, it's just,
I think he says, like, you are the backbone of this country.
But he's not, though.
And I want to break America's back.
Yeah.
I like that, though.
It's really putting Lex over strong, but it's too late now.
It's too late.
Yeah.
He's a loser.
And it's embarrassing for Borga as well to come and challenge this loser. You know, I don't want to go after Yoko. I want to come after you because I don't think I'd actually beat him.
Can you imagine that match where Borga doesn't have someone who can bump like Marty and they have to go in the ring? Because this will be, like, maybe not a main event, but it might be second from the top.
Definitely.
And they're probably going to be expected to go the guts of 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Or maybe even longer. Man, I want to see this match.
Well, why don't we look at it in the aftermath? I'll splice it in. We actually do get a match on Superstars, Luger and Borga.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. I was watching this guy. Oh, not a Finland. Since when did Finland have such beef with America?
Beef.
Like, it's not exactly the Cold War with Russia. 17 million square kilometers, about 150 million people. Powerhouse Russia. Finland, 5 million people. That's like if Ireland picked a fight with America. Come here. Look at you. Just send Findlay over. I'll batter you. But Steve, what happened on Raw?
Oh my God.
Nothing, because there's no Raw the following night. USA Network aired the US Open and Vince got a big fuck you. So what happened on Raw the week after that? Nothing again. The US Open. So we are back on the 16th of September for Raw.
Madness. That puts you in your place, doesn't it? Like, could they not have put it on after it? Like,
No.
say you're going to be on at Mondays at 11? No. No, that's it.
93 Vince took it on the chin. 2009 Vince? Nah.
Although it's not quite as bad as being preempted by the dog show.
Westminster Kennel Show.
Yeah.
So embarrassing. a job into a dog.
There will be new World Wrestling Federation Tag Team Champions, and they will be the Quebecers. Would you agree with that? I disagree.
So we get the tag team champions, the Steiners versus the Quebecers, Jacques Rougeau and PCO, Pierre-Carl Ouellette, under Quebec province rules, i.e. the titles can also change hands via DQ and count-out, pile drivers and jumping off the top rope is illegal, and the wonderful Jim Herd rule, throwing over the top rope, is illegal.
Love it. It's such a great heel getting gimmick because obviously, these cowardly Canadians won't even jump off the top rope. Brilliant.
What is that? Scott Steiner was pointing over. There's Johnny Polo and the top rope, the top rope. He's going to go from the top. No, he's not.
Do it.
He's going from the second rope. Oh.
Did you enjoy the match?
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought it was a little bit long.
It was like half the show.
Yeah. But in saying that, PCO looked great. Like, dude is huge. And for someone the size of him, he can really move. He's very powerful. They were booked to look good. Of course, Scott and Rick are fucking awesome. Heenan during this match just putting over everything was fantastic as well. And you get to see a very young Johnny Polo, Raven, with functioning thyroid gland.
Yes, he introduces a hockey stick into the ring. The ref sees Scotty using it and DQs the babyfaces. The Quebecers are the new tag team champions without the Steiners doing the job. Almost half the show, 22 minutes long. Of course, PCO still wrestling in Ring of Honor as part of Villain Enterprises with Marty Skrull and Brody King. Maybe AEW by the time this episode comes out. What else happened on Raw? 3 squash matches.
Oh my God. Mr. Perfect versus Tony DeVito.
Beat the piss out of him in 247.
Where we had a very early 93 smart crowd that were chanting "Perfect sucks" and "We want Shawn." And it made Mr. Perfect furious, and he threw a little strop there at the end. And even though he's meant to be a babyface, came across like an absolute heel, just pissy heel.
He steamrolls DeVito. Perfect plex 1, 2, 3. Danny DeVito. He's on Always Sunny. He's fucking fantastic.
Trash man.
Tony DeVito. You might remember him as the preacher telling ECW and Sci-Fi fans that they were sinners and going to hell before getting caned by the Sandman.
I do not.
The Bad Man ragdolls the Executioner in 236. It's said to be the Executioner's Terry Gordy. This cannot be Terry Gordy. He actually OD'd on pain pills earlier that week. He was flying in Japan, put into a coma, and he was never the same afterwards, even though he went back to wrestling. So it's not him. But if they did have Terry Gordy, then they'd have 2 Bam Bams on their roof.
Yeah, Jesus.
Razor hits Bret's rope fall-away slam for the win. And why not a Razor's Edge post-match?
Quite cunty, hitting your finisher to the jobber after you've beaten him. Heel move.
And then we got Jerry Lewis telethon footage.
I love you. I remember when you had that little puppet lamb chop.
No, that's Shari Lewis. Come over here.
And then in the main event, Doink hunked jobber Rich Myers in 2 minutes 10. What a show. Post-match, we get a bucket of water spot. Who gets it? Heenan.
He sells it like an absolute boss, slipping and sliding all over the place. It was great.
Steve, tell me about the Macho Midget.
Oh my God. So Macho Man was booked to have a match against Doink 2 weeks before SummerSlam. And prior to the match, he talked about, oh yeah, I have a little secret for Doink. Brah. And it just turns out that they have a little midget who comes out from underneath the ring, and he's wearing a really creepy rubber Macho Man mask, distracts Doink, and Macho Man gets the win. And that's pretty much it. And then they bring him back the following week. Macho Man says, "Oh, I've got a little surprise for you." And then it just turns out that at the very end of Raw, the Macho Midget comes back out again.
That's his name, by the way. Yeah.
Yes, the Macho Midget comes out with some hot chicks, and they parade around the ring.
It's not a surprise if it's the same thing as last week.
Yeah.
You know? What a shit surprise.
It's so weird hearing midget, you know?
Because like Vince is like, oh, Heenan, stop hollering at the girls. Now midget, get in the ring. You know? What the fuck?
Cracking the whip at him. I was like watching this going, oh man, where's fucking Dink? That'd be absolutely amazing.
How did the Macho Midget debut before Dink?
By the way,
that's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Hey. Nowadays, Peter Dinklage, bucket, or Peter Doinklich.
Was he could have been Dink.
Yeah.
He probably was.
It's
only one midget actor.
It's literally in his name.
Yeah. That's the clue.
Kind of sad. No men on a mission. Although they're on a roster, we don't get to see him. Kind of sad about that. So, what did you think? A glorious Raw there. Holy shit.
Actually,
yeah.
Hold on. During Doink's match, we get Crush talking to Vince on the phone in a disaster of a segment where the phone keeps cutting out. Crush can't hear what's going on, and he's just like, "Oh, shaka bra, bra, is that Macho Man bra?" It's so
I
bad.
haven't heard this remix before. I think Conway produced it.
It's fucking hilarious. And we also get... It's so funny.
Shaka bra, shaka bra, shaka bra.
Shaka bra, bra, shaka bra, bra.
All right, Macho Man, go ahead.
Hey, Crush, shaka bra, brother. I'm glad you're 100%. I'm looking forward to seeing you, big guy.
What'd you think of Raw overall? Good?
There was one or two things that I liked, but overall the show was not good. Just full of jobber matches, just squash shite.
Yeah, 42 minutes though.
Oh, it's good. Yeah, it's nice.
Can't beat it.
It's nice.
So, what did you think of the pay-per-view overall, Ozzy?
A mixed bag. I loved the Bret, Jerry Lawler stuff. Loved the main event. And a couple of other things. And then there was stuff that wasn't so great. So, as I say, I would say a mild recommendation, certainly to watch the two matches I've mentioned. Or, well, the Bret stuff was kind of a segment rather than a match. But it ended on a sour note.
Is that it? Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, did I have an upward inflection at the end of that? Yeah. Sorry, that wasn't a question. It was a statement.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy Lex's?
Yeah, I loved the main event.
Yeah.
Yeah, apart from
the finish.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I remember at the time, I hadn't watched the pay-per-view, but I was reading in the magazine. Actually, there was a girl in the crowd had like an American flag or something with a picture, a cutout of the magazine. It was Lex in jeans with one arm up and the other one rubbing his... oh no, yeah. It's like,
the circle thing.
Yeah, the pat on his head and the circle on the belly. Big oily half-naked man. I remember the shop I bought that magazine in and not feeling embarrassed at all going up to the counter with that magazine. But anyway, I can't remember
Such
my
was
point
the love
now.
for Lex.
Yeah, absolutely. I was like, I couldn't wait to get my hands on it. So... I remember at the time I read the magazine. I don't whatever was the next issue. Oh yeah, he lost. I was like, oh fuck, you're kidding me. Like, even then, the biggest market in the country, I was like, come on. He didn't fucking win after all of that.
Did he lose a bit of sparkle?
Yes, for me, yeah.
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 A bit of luster.
Yeah, like, I still was really interested in the Survivor Series match. After Survivor Series, it was gone for me.
Aww.
Yeah, because I just didn't think he was going to win the title.
I didn't think that the fall of this main event Lex gimmick would be as sad as it actually is. Like, I feel sad, kind of like let down in a Mark kind of way. It's like I wanted him to win. I was he didn't win.
Did you enjoy the pay-per-view?
I will say it was an easy watch. I watched it in a single sitting. I had fun watching it, but I couldn't call it a good show. I wouldn't recommend it. I would say cherry pick the main event and the tag match and maybe watch the last few minutes of the Jerry Lawler stuff, and that's it.
Okay. Oh, man. God damn. Old wrestling. So much fun to watch. Pay-per-views are 2 hours something, you know. Huge emphasis on characters and storylines. Going back with the knowledge of what happened next is great, you know. Shocked how over Luger was. Saddened he didn't get a run. Bret wasn't used or showcased well, in my opinion, but always a good time. I can't wait to see Owen finally get to be Owen Hart in the WWF. And we will at the 1993 Survivor Series. I suppose like we're going to stay with the new generation. We're just going to see it out. See how long we can last. So the next up is the 1993 Survivor Series. So we'll do at least all of 94 with some fun Brucey Bonai. So yeah, don't watch it. Well, yeah, watch Lex, but you know, be forewarned.
Be pre-warned.
Pre-warned. Post-warned.
And that does it for this week, folks. SummerSlam 93 is on the books.
In the pocket.
Out of sight.
How would you think that one went, OZ?
I think that was a return to form, if you will.
If you will.
If you will.
Did you enjoy that one?
Yes, I was very much looking forward to talking about the show.
Awesome. Massive thanks to Chris from Reload Last Saving for all his help editing, Simon and Almty for their research, Donald Kirby for the incredible Street Fighter Alpha 2 Lex Yoko artwork, Fraser Davidson for the A Winner Is You title card, and you for watching. Thank you for spending part of your day with us. And so that brings us to an end of OSW 81. Steve, what is happening on Twitch?
I'm still working my way through the division, also playing Sekiro Shadows Die Twice, and still working my way through the OSW review library. It's amazing.
I actually watched some of your live stream of of WrestleMania 1, but you're talking way too much, so I can't. I was just like, I'll actually just watch the WrestleMania 1 review.
People are like, you know, if I want to watch the WrestleMania 1 review, I'll just do it. Like, I just want to have a bit of crack. Like.
Just want to come and hang out with you.
Yeah. Hanging out.
For 90 minutes. With your wanging. No.
Well, sometime.
I don't know. That's the blue subscriber special. Hey, so you can watch. Remember, you can watch all of our episodes.
Fuck!
I'm just powering through this in IMAX Flavor full screen at
OSWReview.com.
And if you're feeling jaunty, a bit turgid, you can slip us a couple of bucks. Watch some
exclusive
reviews like Southland Tales.
Fuck that movie.
Yeah.
Fuck it in its big stupid face. Steve, have you ever seen it? You'd love this movie.
Yeah,
No, I
you
wouldn't.
really need to.
Why? Because I don't watch the movies with The Rock.
It was made by
Donnie Darko, man.
Yeah, Richard Kelly. We gotcha. Eyes lit up there.
Yeah.
Cap ceiling.
But The Rock is in it. How the fuck did Richard Kelly do a movie with The Rock in it? Well, what happened to that guy?
Why don't you watch it and find out?
Okay, I'll just have to watch it now.
Yes.
I'll have to. No. Did you like Donnie Darko, didn't you? That's because you didn't get it. Jay, did you like Donnie Darko? You didn't get it either. So maybe Southland Tales is great.
Expect a full report next time. So, it's a goodbye from V1.
Take a boo.
And OSE.
Video.
And myself, Jay Hunter. And remember, a winner is you. Awesome. Love it, guys. Bye.